recording on, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then connect, go live. What am I doing?
I know what you did.
What is this? Connect your live stream to the live API.
Yeah, you have to connect.
Okay.
Yep. Connect. Oh, wait a minute. You have to check that.
Okay.
And then connect.
And then connect.
And then you go, did you type in here, JoCo in the morning? Are you okay? Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I've taken so much cold medicine, it upsets my stomach now.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. I'm feeling better today, though. Oh. I actually slept pretty good last night. After my coughing attack. Why does that happen? You lay down and all of a sudden you're like, I can't stop coughing.
You know the codeine cough medicine the doctor gives you? I've ordered that stuff. So when I get sick, I'll just drink it and pass out until
That's
I'm
probably
not.
really smart. You got any extra you want to pass?
No, I understand.
Uh-huh.
Ron's Apothecary, he makes the best.
I don't.
Oh, he makes the best cough syrup.
Is that a?
It's right here in Old Town.
Can I borrow it? Clean it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want it back.
What am I doing?
I will happily recycle it. Yeah, I never use all of it, so I just keep it until I get sick, and then I just try to sleep through it.
That's smart. I've gone through 2 bottles of medication so far. And then I started taking Mucinex, and that actually helped.
I think the best thing I found for my whole sickness and allergies, everything has been having kids, because they constantly keep you sick.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems to have strengthened my immune system, like, significantly.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that weird how that happens?
Mm.
You know, my grandson had the flu twice. I never got it. But this head cold, I'm like, what the heck? Why do I have a head cold? I think that's all it is. But there was a bunch of stuff that blew in, and I've lived in Texas all my life. I've never had allergies.
Mm.
And I think now that I'm old, I have them.
Yeah, I wish I could say that. I've had allergies forever.
Have you really? My husband has really bad allergies.
Okay, it says JoCo in the morning with Connie Little, Tiffany Cooch with guest hosts Jason Witherspoon, Andy Cook, and
Lisa and Bill Albany.
Alright.
So how do I get on the Sasquatch show? That's the one I want to be on. I want to talk about the Chupacabra.
Oh, you can be on there Friday nights.
Oh, that's too much fun.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
No, I love shows like that. George Norrie, or Art Bell died this week. The guy that invented Coast to Coast AM.
No way.
Yeah, he died. So George Norrie hosts it now. But yeah, it was a sad moment for guys like me that used to listen to the overnight all the time.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Was he old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, really old.
That's crazy. Barbara Bush died too.
I saw that.
92.
She lived a long life, an amazing life.
Yeah. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Stupid. I hate this.
Are you okay?
No.
I got a call the other day. The caller ID was wrong, but it said Laura Bush on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, the president's wife is calling me.
She's looking for property here in Johnson County.
So random. I was like, this is amazing.
Oh, that's funny.
We are going live on Facebook. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Facebook.
Hello, Facebook. Hello, Facebook.
Happy Thursday.
No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Don't rush it, right? Don't
Leave
rush
it
it.
to me.
See if I
Hey,
can
look,
share
it says
this.
we're live. It says we're live on Facebook. Good morning.
And we are live with JoCo in the morning with Tiffany Cooch,
Connie Little, and
Jason
our
Witherspoon.
our co-host.
special co-host
Our
this
special
morning.
co-host.
I'm going to have to move that. I just hit my mic with my hat there.
You're good. Hello, Mr. Witherspoon. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
It's Wednesday. It's Wow Wednesday. How about that?
Wow.
Wow. It's
Wow.
Wow Wednesday. We got a little late start this morning. Sorry, we apologize, but we are here this morning and ready to go. We're so excited. So Jason's in studio with us. Andy Cook's going to be joining us here shortly, and then at 8 a.m. we're going to have Lisa and Bill Albany from Miranda's on here to talk about their big Cinco de Mayo event that they're going to be hosting. So I'm excited about that.
I am too.
Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner, May 5th. Isn't that crazy?
And her thing is May 6th, correct?
Yeah, I think
Where's the flyer?
Hang on, I got it right. It is May 6th. Sunday, May 6th from 11 to 9 a.m. And they're going to have La Freak there. Do you
You
know
know-
who they are?
I do know who that is.
Yeah.
They're also
Yeah.
gonna have Phil Hamilton there.
Bill
Right.
Hamilton, the Tejas brothers, Jesse Jennings, and Brittany Aviato.
Woo woo!
And the best
Come
part
on,
about it,
Jennifer.
it benefits the police and fire department of Johnson County and the Johnson County Advocacy Center. Yeah. So they're going to come in and talk about that at 8 o'clock. I don't want to steal their thunder.
That'll be fun.
Jesse Garcia says, "Tell Bill that Jesse Garcia says hello." Well, you just stay tuned in
Right?
and tune in at 8, and you can tell Bill.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Good morning.
But we're happy you're on here, so
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. So
Good morning, Derek Taylor.
Derek Taylor, we missed you yesterday.
It's okay. We understand though.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Life happens.
We're learning that every day.
Every day. So it's all good. But Jason's here, and he got woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. We're so sorry.
No, it's funny. I'm enjoying listening to y'all's banter here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be a different kind of radio show if you just didn't talk.
I know, right? You had dead airspace. You're like,
It's just that comfortable silence between Connie and I.
it's like, what do we talk about now? It's awesome, right?
Right.
Yeah, there were some big things that happened in the news yesterday, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, some sad situations.
I don't look at it sad though. She was 92 and she lived a
Barbara Bush
big,
did live a
huge,
good,
wonderful
long life.
life.
Yeah. So I hope I have as good a legacy left behind when it won't be. Because I've never
will.
been the
I know.
wife of a president, but you know what? In my house, I am the wife
Still
of a
time.
president. I know there's still time. There's still hope for me yet. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So what do y'all think about that Southwest Airlines? Are you afraid to fly
Scary.
now?
No, but scary. I mean, I'm afraid to fly Southwest.
Are you?
I flew Southwest one
Never.
time,
Yeah.
and it was like, I compare it to like the bus station of airports.
Yeah.
I mean, they shuttle you around.
Yeah.
I missed my first one, but I could hop on that next one, no
Exactly.
problem. Like, and you were just like in a line waiting for the bus. It's what it felt like.
Have you ever flown Southwest?
But you go
I have.
to go to DFW, and it's like, you know, it's
Hurry
totally
up and
different.
wait. Hurry up and wait.
Hurry
Hurry
up
up and
and
wait. Hurry up and wait.
It's been so long since I've flown anywhere, so.
So in my last job, I traveled constantly, and you know the seat. Well, if you can, it's always worth paying that $10 extra to get that better seat on
Yeah, yeah.
Southwest because it's all about the cattle call, right? It's the
Yeah,
first
that's
one
what
in.
it feels like, a cattle call.
Yeah.
For real.
So exciting. I've never been afraid to fly though. Have you?
No,
There was one flight that we took. I was coming back from don't know where. Coming back from somewhere, and the plane caught on fire. One of the engines caught on fire. And I'm talking to this man next to me and this woman next to me, and everybody's freaking out. And I'm like, should I be concerned? And the guy next to me says, no, it happens all the time. I was like, it does? But we got diverted. We had to land someplace else, spend the night, and then catch a new flight the next
Do
morning.
y'all remember that movie? Like, I guess it was like a made-for-TV movie back in the 80s when, like, they redid some major airplane crash and the windows blew out and
no.
people. You don't remember that?
I remember Airplane, which is just a whole
No,
different kind.
No, not that one.
Totally inappropriate.
Hold on.
God.
What's that?
The movie Airplane.
Well, I didn't say it was
Hold on, guys.
appropriate.
I don't know. Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning, baby. You're on the radio. Hi. I want you to have a good day at school.
Which
Is
baby?
everything okay? Okay. Oh, that's super sweet, baby. Well, I want you to have a really good day, but I gotta get back to work, okay?
Which baby is that?
This is Trinity.
Oh, hi, Trinity. I'm going to go get Andy.
Okay. Are you there, T-Bird?
Okay.
Well, you're on the radio, so tell everybody in our audience hello. What? Oh, you have field day today? Well, you're going to do excellent.
Oh, field day was the best when I was a kid.
Huh? Oh, thank goodness for Walmart. We love our Walmart. Well, yeah, super easy. Walmart's got them. Are you prepared for today? Are you ready? You're going to win? Awesome. Okay, well, is Daddy going with you to field day? Is Daddy going to go with you to field day? Yeah. Okay, well, y'all have fun, and I'll call you when I get through with the radio show, okay? Okay, tell Daddy I'll call him when I get done with the show. We love you. Have a good day. Bye.
Hi.
Well,
Next to
hello,
Jason.
audience. Y'all got to hear me talk to my daughter. That's so super sweet. She's super
Aw.
excited she got on the radio this morning.
And it's field
That
day.
was random, and it's field day. So,
It is.
so
Field day was the best.
yeah, Norwood's field day today. So I guess after this, I will
How are you?
call
Jason.
and see if I can
I'm
run
Andy
by
Cook.
there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Andy Cook, Jason, and Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. It's
Lisa Albany has joined us this morning.
Good morning, Lisa. We'll see you at 8 o'clock.
We're super excited.
Yeah. So,
Can't
how
wait.
many kids do you have?
Oh, too many. We're starting a litter. We've got 2 and 2 on the way.
What does your wife do?
Oh man, why would you ask me that? She just asked me, or she just told me this week. It keeps changing because they're
It's
twins.
Yeah.
So she's 7 months right now. So we're 8 weeks away. But
Hopefully.
yeah, well, it's gonna be scheduled. Hopefully,
Yeah.
That's the right word.
Yeah.
But I was laughing because that's our anniversary.
Oh, it is May 6th.
Yeah,
Is.
it's always the day after Cinco de Mayo. That's the only reason I can remember it.
How many years have y'all been married?
It'll be 7.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah,
7
it's-
years, 4 kids, 7 years.
Yeah,
Almost
well,
4 kids.
we got to
Yeah.
work. That's all.
It is work.
you know-
I think marriage is probably one of the hardest jobs you'll ever have.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is.
You know?
My brother says that having, well, they have 6 kids, but having a lot of kids has like made their marriage more interesting and more fun. And I know there's no telling, like
What is that?
probably foundation, and because I'm putting my makeup on the way here, so this is why I don't go on camera usually.
Well, it's over there today.
Oh, good,
so.
good.
I did the
I
same
think
thing
unless
this
you have
morning.
the split
You're
screen
covered.
Did
going.
you?
Yeah.
Well, you got yours blended.
Oh, no,
better.
you're
Thank
doing
you.
a makeup lesson right now.
Yeah, your foundation looks great this morning, Jason.
You're good, though. You're good. Your hair
Oh.
looks great. So does mine.
Y'all know how. I
Yeah,
feel
you
about
were
my
you were
hair.
talking about the air.
I'm telling you,
or
Lisa's gonna be like
the flight.
Andy.
Yeah.
So I was taken off out of North Dakota a couple years ago, and it was the day before Thanksgiving. I was trying to get home, and they stopped us and got us off the plane. They're like, one of the engines just stopped working, so it was the last flight out.
Yeah.
And they took us back into the terminal, and all the terminal people had went home.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't have any food, they didn't have anything, and they wouldn't let us smoke or anything, so I don't smoke, but they wouldn't let anybody smoke.
Yeah.
It instantly became like Lord of the Flies.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It was within like minutes of just sheer chaos because apparently when you cut people off of food and nicotine for so long, like,
Yeah.
it just starts going downhill. But
That's a problem. Yeah.
it was one. So this whole crazy situation happened, and then I started thinking about it later. I'm like, well, I guess the engine could have just stopped working while we were in the air. So
Yeah.
that's a win-win.
Yeah, totally. It was the same thing with the flight that caught on fire. I mean, we landed and we were safe, thank goodness, right? But then, of course, they had no food, nothing. There were no other flights leaving, so we all had to fend for ourselves and find hotels. And half the people I was traveling with were like, I don't have a credit card. And I'm like, how do you travel without a credit card? I don't understand that. So,
I don't understand
Okay.
the airlines not making it right.
well, you know, it's crazy. My flight in particular, it was a full flight, and it was an emergency landing. They didn't
Right.
expect it. They finally made it right. I think it was Delta, and
Yeah.
they gave everybody vouchers, you know,
Oh,
for another flight.
For
or
a
what have you.
flight that was not
Yeah.
on fire.
Right.
Mine was United, and I'll give it to them too because they made it right. They actually they pulled the plane that was supposed to go out the next morning and sent us. We only got to. I spent Thanksgiving morning in Denver. But at least I got to Denver, and they gave us a room while we were there.
Yeah,
so.
that's nice. And Denver's a beautiful airport.
Yeah, it's
So,
Yeah.
okay, so on this side of it, for the last 4 years, I've recruited in the aviation industry. So I've hired mechanics. So there are things like I didn't know about just airline maintenance and stuff. They do have internal like mechanics, but for the actual, there's these facilities called MROs, maintenance, repair, and overhaul facilities. That the planes, when it's not busy season, summer, and holidays, the planes go to these facilities and they fix them there. And so it's a big deal when you have a major malfunction because they don't do that on site. They can't just go and fix it. So that's why it's a big deal to pull another plane because it's not like they just.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Makes
yeah.
sense, though. I mean, safety.
I was really happy. We got closer to home for Thanksgiving, and I was
Yeah.
able to get in
I love
because I
it.
would have never made it if it hadn't been for that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. I think most airlines try to make it right.
I think they do. I would be in a panic if I'm sitting there with my kid and everything. I don't have a credit card or whatever the case is.
Right.
Or maybe I spent all the money we had on the flight. Or, there's so many different scenarios
Right.
that they would have to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
Yeah.
What is plan B?
Luckily, everything
I've
worked out.
never
so-
had
Yeah.
a bad experience flying.
I haven't
I
either.
really haven't.
Then you haven't flown enough.
Exactly.
You know,
'Cause
I
it's-
mean,
W-
I used to fly when I was
Thank
little all by
God.
myself to my grandma's in El Paso, from here to El Paso,
Mhm.
when I was a kid.
I-
Like a stewardess would sit with me. Or
Right.
whatever.
That's what
Yeah.
we did with my sister.
Yeah.
I just lost my rank with American because I flew everywhere on them.
What did you do before? What you do? Tell us what you do now. Tell everybody what you do now.
So I buy houses.
He buys houses.
He buys,
Bad, good.
He just
terrible.
likes to buy houses.
I do.
Okay.
We buy houses. No, I don't. I should reconcile that. We buy houses is copyrighted, so I didn't mean it like that. But me and my wife buy houses.
Yeah.
Anyways,
There you go.
You could be like, we buy houses too.
No.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll sue you for that too.
Yeah.
That company will go after anybody that uses that.
Mhm.
So, anyways,
Oh,
Yeah.
before that, I was a IT worker. I've worked all over the world for the Army as a contractor. So.
Really?
And done electrical work as well. That's where I started my career. My father's an electrician. They have a business in Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah,
Give some shout outs to your daddy's business.
yeah, it's Transpower Electric.
So you just like to buy houses more than doing that electrical work?
Yeah, so I'd been doing electrical work for the 2.5 years before I started buying houses, and I was on the road for 2.5 years, and I had a 3-year-old. So I just wanted to get home and see my kids. Like life was passing them.
No,
Yeah.
I totally get that.
That's really what the
That's cool.
the thing that made me take a Posex was that, and my blood pressure was 185 over 110.
Wow.
Apparently that's bad.
that is.
Yeah.
That
That's
is-
bad.
That's not
That
good.
is.
So they told me I had to make some life choices.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy how that happens? Sometimes your health has to do a lot with what you end up doing with life. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can relate to that. Yeah.
It's a hard look when we were in Albuquerque on a vacation, one of my few days off, and I got out there I went to a quack shack out there, one of the emergency clinics, and they were like, "Hey, sir,
It's a
you're gonna have."
quack shack.
Yeah, quack shack. But they said, like, "Sir, you're gonna have a stroke. Like, we can't tell you when, but it's pretty soon." I'm like, "Well, I should do something." So I don't know if they were just trying to scare me or what. But I
No,
was like,
because that blood pressure is what got me care flighted from one hospital to a Dallas hospital.
Really?
It was like 187 over 110, something like that.
well, I think I took it so serious because one of my best friends, he's trained for Ninja Warrior. I've seen him fight in UFC fights. His name's John Pelletier. He was a Marine. He's the fittest person I've ever known. He was sitting at his desk at Fort Bliss like a month before all this happened to me, and he had an aneurysm in his heart. They care flighted him to Houston, and I'd gone and visited him down there, and he went from being like the strongest guy I know to being able to not lift like 10 pounds for the rest of his life. You know,
Wow.
From the trauma of the stuff that happened.
Right.
I relate to that. I have congestive heart failure, so I've stage 1. I can't lift over 30 pounds. Like I came back after I had Hadley, and it was like, you can't lift your kids, you can't
Wow.
forever.
That's crazy.
Sucks.
That's what they told him too, and like I went from so I think that helped me. Any other time I'd have probably blown it off like I'm not gonna have a stroke. But
Right.
my friend, like I went
That's your
down.
age and
I went down and saw him in the hospital, and he was split open from stem to sternum. There, yeah, it was.
scary.
Isn't that crazy?
Well,
It's those wake up calls.
Right.
It's those
sure.
moments that keep us alive longer that we see either something happen to somebody else and it makes it that much closer to home.
Right.
It's those moments.
That's crazy. So once they told you that, you're like, I have to make some life changes. And then
yeah,
you
I was
decided
like,
to.
well, I mean, I had a 3-year-old that I'd really been around for like 6 months. I was like, I'd like to know him. Like,
Yeah. That's important, and your wife, I'm sure, appreciates that.
Yeah, I hope she does.
You know she does.
I think me being home some days complicates things more.
Yeah. So what made you decide to do what you do now?
So I've done real estate like on and off, just kind of casually since 2001.
So you have your real estate license?
No,
No.
I'm not a realtor.
You don't have to have that to do what you do.
No, anybody can buy a house.
There you
So
go.
I buy houses and fix them up sometimes. Sometimes we rent them out, things like that. I just got rid of my last rent house.
Oh, you
But-
did?
Yeah.
How do you feel about having rental property?
I'm not a
was gonna
fan of
ask you
rentals,
that. Why?
but well,
What if you had
they're
some really good renters?
they're really good for certain people. They're just not what me and my wife want to do. I have friends that they've made their fortune in rental properties. It's just not what we want to do because
There's
I got
such
tired
a
of
lot of headache.
There's a huge market for rentals right now, and
especially in Johnson County.
absolutely, but they're crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
expensive. And
Okay,
so
I'm not gonna pay $1,400 for a rent house. I'll pay $1,400 for my house. I'm not gonna pay for a rent
right. And I think it's a hard market for people who are not ready to buy or for whatever reason. But if you have limited income, housing right now is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just sold a house about a month ago in Godley.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
was
live in Godley.
oh yeah, so it was in downtown Godley, right off Godley Avenue. But the second person that looked at it, and I sold it on Facebook. I mean that's
Yeah.
how hard it. Yeah, I mean I just posted on Facebook, and the second person that looked at it made it.
I mean,
The first person made an offer, the second person made an offer.
I hate that because I always find something on Facebook and I'm like, oh, I love that. I check on it and it's gone.
Sold.
Done.
Yeah.
So what?
absolutely, like especially in Godley.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Godly schools are known to be just really great schools. That the
We've
housing
looked out
out there,
there.
yeah, the housing it's hard.
Well, same Godley, Grandview, a lot of these smaller
Absolutely.
towns. Brock. I don't know if y'all know Brock, but Brock is screaming
I
right
know
now.
Brock. That's my grandson.
Yeah.
It's listed in the top districts in the state.
Yeah.
Is it really? I did not know that.
Well, they've got such good schools out there. So, land's still cheap
Yeah.
comparatively.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like all the houses that are being built in Godley.
Mhm.
I would have never guessed that 20 years ago. when I was a
Yes.
kid.
And some of that is the district. And you'll see it a lot with smaller districts when they open up their district for transfers. Then the next thing is people will move there. So it's a great for smaller schools. It's great for that that revenue because they have transfer fees.
Right.
But we started out as a transfer to Godly, and then we moved out there so that we could live by my son's school.
So what's the average home price right now within Johnson County?
I don't know the answer to that. That would be a good question for a realtor because I work in such a small world.
Yeah.
I work in like a subset of the realty
Yeah.
world. So what's the right way to say this? So a lot of the houses I buy are not that nice. I have one that we're going to close on Friday in Granbury that has live squirrels in it.
Oh,
It
that's
was
fun.
a horde with a D house. Like we had to crawl in on top of stuff and look at this house. So I do love nice houses. People always they call me and they're like, well, I bet you don't want to buy our house because it's a nice house. I'm like, I do. I don't always want to just buy like a terrible house. Like that's
So tell
You're interested in all investments of homes.
absolutely.
That's amazing.
But I
love
have
that.
But I have partners that, so I'm like the marketing front end part of it. And then I have partners that buy and flip. I have partners that buy and hold. I have partners that are looking for package deals. They're looking for 20 houses, 30 houses, stuff like that. So they kind of do, that's not that many. You're looking at me with big eyes.
I mean,
I know, right?
My
Come on
friend,
now.
now, you're like, I'm talking about
so when,
selling 20,
Right.
30 houses. Like, you're playing Monopoly. That's cool.
Right.
so when I'm not,
Like,
but
I can't play
I help
Excellent
some
Monopoly.
analogy.
people play. But I had the very first call I got was from a guy that ended up calling me and asking me if I wanted to make an offer on 200 homes, and I'm like, I can't physically do that. Like I don't have enough.
Right.
I don't even know how to process that. Like
Oh,
I'm used to
I can't even. Yeah,
Two-
that's on
was
my eyes
it
are like popping out. Like,
200 homes in like a
three
central-
counties worth.
3 counties worth. So they were spread out.
We were talking the other
Just
day
invest
about
in those 200. Like how?
well, and we were
Well, I
talking
can-
the other day
I
about
can
how do
pull
you
the
get
offer, I mean, it was
investors
many
that are just like, yeah, here, sure, I'll gamble $5 million on your business idea.
I'll tell you how you do it. You say, hey, I help investors put their money in the real estate industry. If you want to look at real estate, I'm willing to pay 8% on your money. So call me, Facebook me, and we'll get your money to work.
Very
it.
cool.
That's
Megan
not-
Bandy, if you are still tuned in, you need to contact Mr. Witherspoon
Right?
because you are house hunting. I know.
There you go.
So, yeah, I mean, and so again, I work in this subset, so we're not really like the best fit for a lot of people. I deal with a lot of problems, and everybody says that we buy ugly houses or we buy houses, guys, and that's who I was really talking about. The we buy ugly houses, that's copyrighted. There are probably some people in our industry that are bottom feeders, just like every other industry. And I can guarantee you, there are groups that you call and they just sit there and answer the phone, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. They're just waiting on somebody to say yes, because they have these big marketing engines, and that's how they generate business. We don't do that. I want to be able to like see you buying a steak at Walmart and like you not hate me.
Yeah,
you know, that's just not The house we bought in Granbury, we paid them $5,000 more than they wanted for it, and we thought we were getting a good deal. They thought they were getting a deal. We're all like high-fiving on the way out of the house. Like that's the way we want it to work.
I love win-wins. I love win-wins. I think if we can walk out the door and both of us got what we wanted,
absolutely,
that's a good deal.
And it doesn't always work like that.
Right.
It's unfortunate. But that's really what we do is we do creative. We can be really creative where a lot of other people can't.
Sure.
So when you bought this, you bought a hoarder house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the process of after the purchase is done? Who cleans that house out?
We will.
You will?
Yeah.
Hire a company to do that, or do you personally go do that?
One of my partners. So I partner with somebody on this deal. And like I said, I'm like the front end, the marketing side. So they'll actually, I go out and find the house. On this one, I put it under contract. They're going to go in and close that contract Friday. So once that happens, he'll be the owner of the house, and he'll have a crew come in and start cleaning out all the stuff. And I want to be careful because these things, and especially in these situations with hoarders, there's a lot of emotional attachment to stuff.
Yeah.
They have 2 weeks after we've closed to get their stuff out of there, and for the last few weeks, every weekend they've been in there getting stuff out. They've already warned us that they're leaving the majority of it, and we're fine with that because it makes it easier on them in those situations. They can walk away from it and not have to be there because it's not really them; it's a loved one that they had to take from this situation. They can keep the loved one out of that process of trying to sort through it one piece at a time.
So I have a relative that's a hoarder, a very close relative, and going through stuff. Like you're like, okay, do you really need this receipt from like 1992? Yes, I do. That's when I went to the grocery store with my friend and they passed, or like there's going to be some emotional attachment to this piece of paper that I would have thrown away, and so it is a very emotional attachment to everything. And so most hoarders don't just hoard junk. Most of them, like in their mind, it's not junk, and so I can imagine where that would be very, very difficult.
Well, I think we're really good at dealing with that.
I love that.
Me and my wife. So my wife you were telling me the other day, like that when the last time I was on, I was asking really good questions, and you see stuff, and the whole time in the back of my mind, I'm like, what would my wife say? Because I'm like the least compassionate person.
Aw.
I am. I am.
Tell me your wife's name again.
Megan.
Okay.
But I'm so uncompassionate about a lot of stuff because I don't know. I'm a guy. That's what it comes down to. But so it's kind of how we have to deal with these situations too.
So you're constantly going, what would Megan say?
I am. No,
I
I am. You got to know what your weaknesses are. So and you got to treat these folks like they're your kids or your aunt or your uncle or cousin or whatever it is. That's the great thing about what we do. We have this flexibility where we can work with people through whatever situation they're. We can do lease backs to them. We can give them 2 weeks, and it's not just a hard cutoff. There will be a hard cutoff. We'll give them ample time, but
the investors did this with my aunt's house. Right before she passed, we had just done a quick sell on her house, but they were so kind in saying, okay, we just need you out by May 15th. We'll give you some time, because at the time she was still in the hospital. And so even now her son is there going through her stuff, and it was so kind. So I know from a family member point of view, when you guys do that, it is so appreciated, because it gave us time to go through her estate, to get everything in order after she passed. But had we not had that leeway, that 30 days or I think it was 6 weeks at the time, to come back in, and I wouldn't have known it was even an option. It's like, okay, I'm sorry you're in the hospital, get out.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They were so kind.
Right.
Well, in a lot of the situations I deal with, sometimes gonna sound crazy. Like, it's probably the average in my industry is I have to. There's never a time. There's gonna be a case where I walk over to somebody and they're like, "Do you want to sell?" I'm like, "Yeah," and we get in here and we're done in 30 minutes. That's gonna be one time in the next 20 years.
Right.
I spent 6 hours with some folks in Whitney the other day. I'm probably not gonna be able to help them, but I took the time to sit there, and I'm gonna go back this week and show them why I couldn't help them. Because I think they're very unrealistic about what they need to do, but they're really nice people, so we're gonna help them no matter what.
Right.
And that stuff always comes back around if you do the right thing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Pay it
does.
forward.
I love that that Zig Ziglar approach that if you take care of people, you will be taken care of.
Mhm.
No,
It's the golden rule. You just
Yeah.
treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna. I'm proof that you're never gonna know
Right.
if you're in any of those crazy situations.
And I know from being in the business world, that's not always the way people are. I know everything can be with a lot of companies bottom dollar driven. And so I try to partner with companies who do care about people and do want to see the right thing happen and do believe that I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to trust that I'll be taken care of. I try to exclusively do business with this kind of companies.
So is it your company or do you work for somebody?
Both. And which one of my jobs would we be speaking of?
Well, I don't know.
No, I just
Tell us
started a
about your
staffing company, and
Okay.
so I partner with different companies to give them a staffing solution. And most staffing companies are just about a bottom dollar. Where I want to walk out of there going, I just took a headache off of you from either hiring or the risk of hiring. There's a lot of financial risk associated with hiring people, hiring contractors. So I manage I manage the workers' comp, I manage the unemployment risk. So we walk out of there where I'm saving you money from what you would be spending on that employee, and I take that risk off of you. I created a win-win.
So is it administrative staffing or is it trade staffing? What kind of staffing?
I do a little bit of everything. And so, like, I have an open position in New York right now for a salesperson for industrial kind of work where they go in and sell facility services to hospitals. That is a very high-end executive kind of position. And then I have industrial as well. So really, I specialize in staffing in general. And most places are niche. They will say, okay, I specialize in this. And while I have a really cool network of salespeople, I've become really good at finding sales professionals and account executives. I specialize in just when there's a need, getting to know that company, getting to know what their need is, what their requirement is, and going and finding that person. So.
Well, that's good. I can't tell you how many temps I've hired over the years.
Yes.
Specifically, I've hired my own. I've brought them in on contract type deals.
Absolutely.
But going through the big companies to hire temp workers and an electrician. That can be a daunting task sometimes. And on our side, people that are hiring, we realize a lot of times, especially in that situation. Again, probably need to be careful I say this, but a lot of times it's kind of like rent a drunk.
It can be
in the trades.
It can be. Trades can be union mindsets. If especially, I'll say for aviation, it's almost a union mentality amongst contract workers, where I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that, I'm entitled to this. So they walk in with a list of demands, and because you need that labor, you almost feel held hostage. So working with a third party like me, who's willing to say, yeah, here's the deal, take it or leave it. And then when there's a problem, you call me and say, hey, this person's kind of causing problems, and I show up. So I'm like mobile HR for you.
So what's your callback or your send back times?
So from the time I get an order, once we meet and we go through exactly what you need, I'll start sending you resumes within 24 hours.
Well, so here's what I'm getting at. I asked the question wrong. So, like I said, as somebody that's managed electricians and brought in a bunch of guys, if you send somebody out that's lied to you about their qualifications, because that's what usually happens. They doctor up a resume. They say they've got all this.
Absolutely.
It's not you misrepresenting. You didn't.
Understood.
You didn't fake a resume.
Right.
Somebody they said they've got all these skills and they show up and they don't know how to bend a pipe. what's your send back? If I send them back in 4 hours, is it the first day that I as a customer wouldn't have to pay for it?
40 hours. So you have a week that if they did not work out that week, I paid them. You don't worry about it.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Because most companies, it's 4 hours. It's 8 hours.
No. And you see it more in industrial with that. But I always say, I want you to have a week. Because I skill test everybody before I send them to you. And some companies say that they do that.
Yeah, they don't. Same with the drug test.
Right. Oh, no. You're not walking on the floor. Because I have now taken on that workers' comp risk for you. For every workers' comp claim that you have, if your percentage goes up, it's going to cost you as a company about $10,000 a year. So I'm not sending somebody on the job site representing me and my brand that is going to exactly that's going to cause a problem for you, going to cause a problem for me. That it does me no good. So I am small enough and in the trenches enough that I still worry about things like that. When you get larger companies and they have 400 contractors already on the books, they're churning. Where I want that personal relationship, and so I only take on a limited number of positions so that I can be on the ground.
Well, part of that's the difference between you being the owner / entrepreneur,
right,
and being a large company that has a staff, because
right.
the staff ultimately they're getting paid on how many people they place on a job or whatever their bonus structure is. I don't know how that pays out.
They do.
But, I can't tell you how many of those salespeople I've talked to over the years, and they still call me. I'm like, I don't work there anymore. Stop calling me.
Right.
But with those kind of deals, I mean, what's the right way to say? With you being the owner, you have the mindset you don't want to pay that 40 hours because you've made this guarantee to people. But that is huge. If there's anybody in the trades out here, or from my side, even administratively, that I've never seen a send back time that long.
Thanks.
So
I try to make sure that we, even like when you do a direct hire, so meaning you have a position and I go out and I find them for you, there's a 60-day guarantee that if they don't work out, I will replace them for free. And so,
nice.
I try to make sure that people understand I'm committed to getting a long-term solution for you. That's how I build a long-term relationship with you. So it does create that win-win.
So how do you find your employees to send out on these jobs?
Everywhere. I network constantly. And so I have 5,400 connections on LinkedIn, something like that. Like there's this huge network there that is underutilized a lot in recruiting. I go to the job boards. I go out and find candidates who are currently working. We call those passive candidates. So they're not actively looking for work. And so I build relationships with them, and I have conversations like, hey, Connie, I know, here, I'll make Pam have a heart attack real quick. I'll be like, hey, Connie, I know you're really happy over there at JoCo Radio, but what would it take to steal you away? And Pam wants you to say, no, but.
Let's talk money.
Exactly. And that's what people tell me.
Exactly.
Every single time. Yeah. But I can get candidates that aren't going to apply based on just you advertising for this job. I go out as your salesperson and say, hey, I've got this great opportunity, and would you be willing to consider it? And sometimes it's yes and sometimes it's no, but I can pull candidates who are not actively on the market. That's the real benefit of utilizing a recruiter.
So do you headhunt too?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So headhunters are just specifically people that find and staff jobs in-house as opposed to temporary.
Right.
That's interesting. Because there's a lot of people out there that will go through like Indeed, Job Hat, whatever all those other ones are. And they'll submit resume after resume after resume and never get any response.
Okay, so here's why. Every job on a job board gets about 100 to 300 resumes. And it will be people who, like, we would be hiring someone to build an airplane and somebody from Subway would apply.
Yeah.
So then I would have that conversation, and most companies won't respond, but then I'm nice. I'm really not nice. So I'll call you and I'll go, okay, I think you sent me the wrong resume because this says you build sandwiches, which is actually not the same as building an airplane.
Right.
So either I have the wrong resume for you, or you've got to be careful about what you apply for. You're ruining your name here. And so people don't realize that. So as a company, if I get a resume for somebody who's totally not qualified, I'm not looking to say, okay, where else can I put you? Now, as a recruiter, I do that. But as a company, you'll get put in this kind of blacklisted almost, when you're just applying for job after job after job, applying for the same job twice, things like that. It drives HR managers crazy because you're 1 in 300 people usually.
Right.
A manager looks at your resume for 5 to 7 seconds.
Really?
So that's the purpose of, again, going with a recruiter where I have a relationship with, that hiring manager. I say, okay, I'm going to send you 3 resumes, of which you're going to find the person that you want to hire. I've screened, I've skill tested. So when you get that, they have their background's clear, they can pass a drug test. You're looking at 3 resumes as opposed to looking at 300.
Right. That makes sense.
So it takes that pressure off of those hiring managers.
If people are looking for a job, they should actually hook up with a recruiter.
I recommend it. And people
especially
have,
if you're a skilled worker.
absolutely. People have, different ideas about working contracts, which, I get it, because some companies don't treat contractors great. I won't partner with those companies. So if I get so many reports, and before I will partner with a company, I research it. I can tell you what they're saying on Glassdoor or Indeed. What are the reviews on this company and working for them? So I try to make sure, because my job is to represent the contractor.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. And the Texas Workforce Commission is, it's the only one in Johnson County. It's actually
Right.
located in Cleburne. They actually have really good resources over there, but they will not help you find a job.
Right.
They just direct you and say, these people are hiring, but we can help you with your resume writing class. We can
Sure.
help you with your interviewing skills, but they will not help you actually find a job. So that's
That
why
is the
it's so
other thing I
important.
recommend is, before you start applying for a job, hook up with a recruiter or an agency to have them review or redo your resume.
Right.
Because
For sure. Especially, if you're going to start putting crazy stuff on LinkedIn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make sure and take down the pictures of you doing bong rips on your Facebook
Oh.
page. I'm just...
No,
I'm
it's
serious.
true.
No,
I see this
so
craziness
true.
all the time.
Absolutely.
There's they're shotgunning beers and smoking weed
Yeah.
and stuff on their Facebook pictures, and they're applying for a job that requires you to pass a drug test. And you're like,
Absolutely.
And so it is true that they'll go and look at your Facebook.
Absolutely. 100%.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
You're representing my company. Like,
Right.
I'm entrusting my livelihood to you. So yeah, I care about how you present yourself.
Right.
It tells me a lack of professionalism. It's not that I'm so into what you do in your personal life.
Right.
I'm interested in how you present yourself and how you what is your brand. So when people see your face, when they hear your name, what do you want them to think of? And I guarantee you that picture, it could be one drunk picture on your Facebook, but that's what people are going to remember about you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so to kind of make two deals here real quick, so I'm leaving in 15 minutes.
Oh,
But
come on.
I wish I could, but I gotta go make some money today.
Yeah.
So as it's somebody that's hired a lot of people, headhunters can kind of be the worst thing for us, right? Because we always feel like they're coming in and stealing the talent. But as somebody that has also been laid off before, has had to take unemployment, I would never fault one of my employees from finding a better job for them or a better situation for their family.
Right.
There are people that don't think like that,
Right.
and I've worked for those bosses. With that said,
Yeah.
if you can give, all right, I just want to go back. So like 11 years ago, I graduated or 2001. It was more than 11. Oh my gosh, I'm so old. 2001, I graduated college with an IT degree from Tarleton State. Very
Nice.
good IT program. That was when the telecom corridor crashed in Dallas. That was when the computer corridor in Austin crashed. All the jobs went away. My only option was
Yeah,
to
they
go to Walmart in Bentonville, Arkansas, and program COBOL out there. I didn't want to go to Bentonville. I went back to working in the trades, and the trades have
Right.
always been there to save me every time I've had a problem. So most people have no idea how much money you can make in the trades. It's
Yeah.
real easy to make six figures in the trades if you do your time.
Absolutely.
2, I ended up having to get an IT job. I got a call from a recruiter one day, and I said, sure, I'll take the job. Ended up being in Iraq as a contractor. But that job pushed me into 10 years working all over the world as a
Absolutely.
contractor. And did I think that recruiter was, I don't know. It was the craziest situation ever. You know, like, hey, you want to go to Iraq? Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? That's a really ignorant thing to say. I mean, in the pure sense of the word, very ignorant. But that one call with the recruiter launched me into
Absolutely.
a lot of other jobs that
Absolutely.
nobody had the access to at the time. So in a
Mm-hmm.
highly competitive job market, being able to, you have on tap, you know exactly what jobs you have on
Mm-hmm.
tap that week. And you're not playing Russian roulette with Monster.com or
Right.
any of the others. So I know it
Absolutely.
affected me and my family
I love that.
tremendously to go
I love
through
that.
that.
And I would say, as an employer, a headhunter or could be your biggest asset, and here's why.
Well, I agree with that too.
If you partner with us, like I can tell you in 24 hours of getting your business, because there's a couple of things I specialize in. I specialize in increasing productivity, and I specialize in increasing company culture. And so I can tell you how many of your employees are out on the market looking. I will not reveal names out of respect for not creating drama, but I can tell you the state of your business a little bit differently, so you aren't losing those top people.
No, well, and that's good to know too.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I know I work for bosses that they think LinkedIn is just a way to steal their employees, and I'm like, you're thinking about this all wrong.
Yeah.
Think if you're
Here's what
this is the wrong way
absolutely.
of thinking about everything.
Happy employees don't leave.
Right.
I agree.
You're right.
They don't.
100%.
Even I can throw six figures at somebody making 60,000, but if they are truly loving what they do, happy employees don't leave. If happy employees were only interested in money and the next bigger, better opportunity, we
Right.
wouldn't have teachers.
Right. You're
That's
right.
so true.
So
I was just thinking about my daughter's in kindergarten, and I was talking to my wife this week about how many. So my daughter's learned to read this year.
mm-hmm.
How many people has that one teacher taught to read?
Yeah.
And affecting our society in a way
Absolutely.
that we can't even comprehend the
Absolutely.
long-term effect. And she's probably making $50,000 a year. You know, I don't know what she's
She
making.
probably is making that or less,
Yeah.
depending on the district she's in. But it's I left education for financial reasons. I miss it, but I had to put food on the table. And you've got teachers working 2 and 3 jobs so that they can.
Well, and they work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for the most part. I mean, when are they not working?
There's not a case, especially okay. So I had that teen leadership program at North Valley, and I'll tell you, I had most of them were friends with my son, and so but because we were in such a unique situation, it wasn't just in a classroom. I had kids on my couch at 2:00 in the morning going with their parents. You know, I partnered with families to help kids become leaders. And so when one of our students passed away, I had 15 kids in my house.
Wow.
We were going through it together. Like, teachers do more than what you ever realized.
Oh, yeah.
But still, my kids that are in college, I've got kids all over, you know, at Baylor, at TCU. I've got my babies. And when they come home, I'll see them.
Yeah.
And they'll call me, you know, just like they call their parents. And it's just teachers do more than what you realize. So.
Yeah, they really do. They go above and beyond. And even people who work in daycare centers, they don't get the dues.
Right.
You know? It's
Absolutely.
unfortunate because they take care of your babies and they need to be paid better. Just my opinion.
I mean,
I agree.
I don't know how they do what they do.
I worked at a daycare center when I was pregnant with Lindsay, my daughter, long time ago. And I thought, oh my God, I need to make a whole lot more money because this is hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
And it's good birth control. My mom
Oh
did.
my gosh.
Like,
yeah.
my mom was like, oh, you want a baby? Because, you know, I was 16. I'm like, I think babies are cute. And she's like, okay, good. So she had me put in an application at the daycare. And
Yeah.
I worked at the daycare.
I worked
They
at
put me.
daycares in high school, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you are worried about your child getting pregnant in high school, put them to work at a daycare in the baby
That's a
room with the
smart
sick
idea.
babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like, okay, I'm good. I'll wait for the rest of my life.
As you're about to have your
I'll wait till I'm 30.
fourth.
That's
Yeah.
my goal.
I'm a second
Wait till
daughter.
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Now, are twins? Did twins run in your family?
No,
Did y'all have any idea you were going to possibly
no,
have twins?
it's called spontaneous twinning. Seriously, there's
Wow.
the statistics go up the older you are, the more kids you've already had.
Yeah.
They said we're lucky because they just had a rash of spontaneous triplets come in. So,
Wow.
that would've
My
been
brother's babies, 3 and 4 are twins.
Yeah.
Twin boys. And they're so much
I'll bet
fun.
they're savages.
Oh, when they were toddlers, they would stand on top of each other to get stuff they couldn't
That's
reach.
too funny.
Like,
I've seen videos of that. Kids doing that. That's just
hilarious. Hilarious.
crazy. It skips generations, though, right? So if these
No,
twins,
this is non-genetic. Like it's just called spontaneous twinning. She just happened to release 2 eggs.
Yeah, but will
doesn't
they?
No,
have potentially
because it's
have
not
twins?
it's not the genetic kind of
Okay,
like
got it.
twins that pass. This is just I don't know. My wife could tell you way more about that. I'm not even.
She started researching it like crazy.
He's like-
Yeah.
She's like,
I
"How
can
did
just
this
tell you
happen?"
it's not possible.
I think it's an amazing
Right.
miracle.
Well,
if
no,
you
it
get
may be
both
possible.
done at
I don't
the
know.
same
I'm just
time.
not smart enough to know all that.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think
You
it's
get
the
both.
best miracle. I used to say I wanted twins so bad. I wanted to get both of them done at the same time. I'll be done.
Well, but I already have
But you
two.
already have to know. So this is amazing. It makes 4.
I mean, so the good news is we already have a boy and a girl, and we're
group
getting a
discounts
boy
when
and a
you
girl.
go out.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
we my son is a savage, and I'm hoping to get one more of those because it's just funny to watch the ridiculousness of a little boy.
I love it.
Isn't that
Oh,
crazy?
yeah.
And what is the deal with boys and sticks?
I don't know.
What's it? Well, the craziest part is my daughter will go outside and she'll pick up a snake and like play with it in the yard, but my son is like, no.
See, my sister used to chase my brother around with bugs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just told your business, Matthew. But yeah, no, he wasn't having it.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we got a big tub of roly-polies in our garage that she'll go out there and play with and stuff, and we'll catch bugs. She's the same way.
I love
He's like,
it.
no.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
That's how my daughter is. That's
You
how
don't want no
mine
bug.
is. She's like, "Where's that June bug? Let me get it. Throw it at you."
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
Brock has this thing about sticks, and he has to be hitting stuff. And we went on a
He's a
nature
drummer.
hike yesterday. I don't know what it is, but we went on a nature hike yesterday, he and I and the puppy, and which was a really bad idea. If you have a head cold, don't
I was
go
about
on
to
a
say, you're
nature hike.
sick. Like,
Yeah,
She
so
thought she was great yesterday.
yeah, I really did until I got home and I was sneezing my head off. But it was so much fun. But he had a stick and he had to just beat everything.
I want to mess with you so bad about that.
Yeah, digging
Like,
in
who
the
does that?
dirt.
My sinuses are killing me. I'm gonna go out in the ball.
What was I thinking? Because I do.
I
too.
know,
love
it's a
you.
beautiful
Yeah.
day
You were
and
thinking you
make
were spending time with
sacrifices.
him. I was
He gets
gonna say,
whatever he wants. Is what
exactly.
it comes down to, right?
He did what?
So what does he call you?
Mimi.
So if he says Mimi, can we go for a walk?
Exactly.
You're like,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm
Exactly.
dying. Hold on, let me pick myself up.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
love it. That's love.
If he asks for it, I give it to him. Yeah, for the most part. We got his haircut, and then we went on a nature hike that I was just like, oh my god, what was I thinking?
And he was banging
He was beating
with
stuff
sticks.
with a stick. Yeah. But I got some really cute pictures.
Aww.
Yeah. It was
How
worth
old
it.
is he?
7.
Wow, that's a good age.
And
It
he
is
got
a good
He
age.
got a new puppy.
Oh,
So,
Megan, you're
I'm
tuned
sure-
in. Okay, so Megan says fraternal twins have more of a genetic compound than identical. So chances are this was more genetic than less on the maternal side.
She corrected
He's
me.
learning, ha. Oh, Megan, you're so cool. I'm so
See,
excited for
my
you.
wife,
love
I
it.
told you, that's my wife. I'm just out of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
My brother's twins
So
are
you
identical.
were right. It is genetic.
It
I
is
don't know.
genetic, yeah. Isn't that crazy though? My ex-husband is an identical twin. So my daughter did not have twins, but
But
my
Rockstar
grandson
can?
could have twins. It skips generations. Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
Does it pass on the women's side or the men's side?
I don't
Does it
know.
I think it's it.
don't
I think it's either.
I think
Megan,
it-
do you know?
I think it's
She'll
just if
tell
you
you.
have twins in your family, there's a chance that somewhere down the line you could have twins.
Well, I did
That's so
not plan
cool.
on. We were rolling the dice on if we'd have a third one or not, and we rolled doubles. So
Well,
you
you
know,
know
it's a
what?
possibility.
Snake
Have
eyes. I like it.
Do y'all have names picked out?
We have one.
One name?
Yeah.
You're gonna
we-
need 2.
Yeah, we're still debating.
Can
Be
you
like George
decide?
Foreman and just name them all the same.
Maternal.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I have
it's
a
the
cousin who
maternal
named
side.
You
all
can
of her
ask her
boys
if we can
Anthony.
talk about the names. I'm not gonna.
Megan, can we talk about names or no?
I don't want to get in trouble.
Wise man.
Yeah, he is.
You're smart. What would Megan think? That's exactly what you did.
I wish
Look,
my
it's
husband
not-
thought like that.
well,
What would Tiffany say?
so-
And what would she think?
See, y'all are doing the math wrong. It's the I have to go home and deal with the repercussions of what I say here this morning.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
guarantee you, your husband
Let's
does say
wait,
that.
she said. Let's
Guarantee
wait.
your
Okay,
husband
well, we
does
can't
that.
wait
My
to find
husband
out.
does not say that.
I
My
promise-
husband doesn't even know what I do.
No,
Here,
no,
let's
no.
have him write it
No,
down.
I
No, I'm
promise
just
you.
kidding.
I promise you. It comes down. I'll tell you all offline, or at least on the boys. That's the only one we have picked. But the I guarantee you, every guy does that. They're like, "What level of risk am I about to assume?"
Exactly. Risk
There's a
assessment.
in something. Yes.
I
I
love
don't
it.
think my husband
Absolutely.
thinks like that.
I bet he does.
I
Big-
don't know.
And here, I'll tell you another secret about guys. We talk about ladies differently in front of other guys than we do in front of our.
Oh, I believe
Or so.
that.
Yeah, but some people it seems like they get surprised by it. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
no,
I
I've
guarantee
heard
you-
my husband talk around his guy. Like, it's, yeah. Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah. And it's not. I don't think it's anything like. I don't understand why people get upset about it because I guarantee. Like I have a really good friend named Blake Summerlin. If you're listening today, I'm
Hey,
gonna
Blake.
dime you out here, buddy.
Mhm.
But He talks so much smack, but I guarantee he'll never say that in front of his wife. Like, and he won't. He'll
That's
admit
so
it
funny.
too. He's the funniest guy you ever met, man. He's just always cracking jokes. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, and he probably would say it, but he's gonna caveat it in a way that doesn't get him in trouble.
Yeah.
That's the kind of risk assessment we do as guys.
Yes, there's some wisdom in it.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
interesting. I wonder what my husband
A
says
happy
about
home.
me.
That's
gonna
probably
ask
good
him.
stuff.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's all good.
Yeah.
He desires me. I mean, how could it not be?
I have literally never once complained about my wife to my friends ever.
Thank
The-
God.
I was about to
That's
say,
cool.
nor should you.
There are cameras right there. Just so you know.
My mom used to always
I
tell
know
me
she's watching. So.
Exactly.
when I was married, my mom would say, be very careful what you say because long after you get over it, like your friends will remember
that's
it.
good advice.
Oh yeah.
And so she used to say, just guard your relationship.
Yep. And words are
I
evil.
learned that the hard way.
Words are evil. You can't take them back. Once they come out of your mouth, you cannot take
I
them
agree.
back.
Well,
I agree.
oh man, that's true. I guarantee you. You can ask Megan. We could write a book of things not to say to your wife. I could be the sponsor for that.
What's that Tim Hawkins song has? That comedian? He's a Christian comedian. He has a song, Things Not to Say to Your Wife.
I think
It's really
I've seen
funny.
that, Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I'll look it up.
it's pretty funny.
I have
I have to
said
go
all
get
of
my
it.
son Bill.
Got it.
Okay.
We need to go to a commercial break at 8 o'clock.
Well, I appreciate
did
y'all
you
letting
need
me
to
up
go?
here today.
Hey, thanks.
I
And
gotta
does,
get to work.
does everyone know how to reach you?
Yeah.
And who-
Well, they'll put a link to me in there.
Yeah, make
Jason,
sure we
we'll
do
put a
that.
link in
And real quick, in the last 30 seconds of you being here, who is the best referral for you? So if I come across somebody, what am I listening for that I should say, oh, you should call him?
So, if they have a unique situation, like their house, like they have a hole in the roof, that a realtor is telling them, like, hey, you're gonna need to fix that, and they don't have the wherewithal to do that, we'll buy that house that
As
way.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, I
You're
drank
fine.
some coffee the wrong way here. The other type, I mean, pretty much any kind of situation that has a unique flavor to it, have them call me. We'll
Got
try
it.
to help them. Even if I can't help them, I'll tell them who to talk to.
Perfect. And we'll get that posted. It was nice
Thank
to
you
meet
very
you.
much. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to see you this morning.
Thank y'all for inviting me up.
Yeah, thanks for coming. It's been great. Hey guys, we're gonna take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Sorry, I started coughing on it.
Oh, you're fine. It happens.
Well, I was gonna get back to what's your other job. I didn't get there.
Tell us when we're ready.
So can we add people? Like, how
Coming
do we
back
do
on
that?
Facebook.
Oh, okay. Go to Facebook and go to JoCo Community Radio. And then you've already liked and followed us. Scroll down. Find there, we're right there. And then you can hit share, or you can
So
copy
we're
the link
not
and
on-
add it to
we're
your
not
wall.
on yet?
Yep.
We are
No, we are now.
on Facebook.
Hey, we're back on Facebook.
Hi.
Yeah. So you can just hit
Welcome
share.
back.
It'll pop up in just a second.
We are going to be live on JoCo on
On TuneIn.
right now. Good morning. Welcome back to the JoCo in the morning with Tiffany Cooch.
Connie Little.
Radio.
We have special guest host Andy Cook with us this
What's
morning.
up?
And then we have our
What's
special
up?
guest in the studio, Lisa and Bill Albany, and Karen. Karen, what's your last name?
Ballard.
Karen Ballard is here with us from Miranda's this morning. We're so excited that y'all are here, so thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, and y'all got a big event coming up, so we wanted to bring you on here so you could talk about your Cinco de Mayo and give props to Miranda's for actually hosting this. And how many years have y'all been doing this?
This is our 7th year.
7th year that y'all are doing
Seventh
Cinco de Mayo,
annual.
and I love that you are giving the proceeds away.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I love
So
that.
tell us a little bit about how it got started 7 years ago. Why did you start it, and how far it's come?
I'll leave that to him.
They're all fighting over the microphone
like
because they
I'm
have so much
watching the game
fun.
on Fox.
I
Right.
think it actually started just the first year. It was like, hey, it's Cinco de Mayo. Let's do, let's have a parking lot party. It basically just started as a parking lot party. And then the first year was just kind of simple. We didn't know what we were doing. And then as the years have gone on, I think the second year we added the charity, or did we?
Second or third. I just know the
Third.
last
I
3
think
years
so, third.
it's been the fire and police
Yeah,
and
so
the
we've
homeless.
done it for charity. We do like raffles, and we're gonna add in the auctions. But people donate stuff for us to raffle off, and our charity has always been the Burleson Police Department, Burleson Fire Department, and this year we've added in the Johnson County Advocacy Center. So it's 50-50
Yay.
split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
So,
that.
Yeah.
I'm not being mistaken, but last year didn't y'all raffle off a car?
Yes.
We did
From
last.
Family Toyota of Burleson,
Family
who is one of our
Toyota.
sponsors now. Thank you, Family
Yeah.
Toyota of Burleson,
Yeah.
for bringing this show to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. So
Very
what's
cool.
what's the event like this year?
Well, this year we're doing a live auction. We had a lot of people donate a lot of items that we can auction off live, and then we'll do silent auction, and we'll probably do like a 50-50 raffle with some giveaways, you know. Like if you don't win the 50-50 raffle, you win something else.
I love 50-50 raffles. I won the last one I was a part of.
Did you?
I won like
I've never
20
done a
bucks.
50-50 raffle.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Yeah.
like
I'm new to all this.
if
What's that?
everybody buys a raffle ticket, let's say it was $5 or $10, and
Yeah.
it raised $2,000. I guess I've never done one either, but I'm thinking
Yes.
you get up there and you call a number, and
Yes.
somebody wins half the pot, and the other half of the pot goes to
Absolutely.
charity.
Yeah.
Is that
Exactly.
right?
The
That's
Rangers
exactly-
do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the ballpark.
Yeah, at the ballpark games, and then at the Burleson referral group that I go to,
Mhm.
every week they do
That's
that.
the one that I won the $20
See?
at. Isn't that
I didn't
fun?
win yesterday.
You didn't? So
Okay.
much fun.
I'm very excited about this. Okay, so if you don't, for those of you who don't know me, I raised my son at Cedar Creek Lake.
Oh,
And so
really?
that house is out on Enchanted Island. And so you have to go through this gated community, and it's very exclusive out there. Troy Aikman has a house out there, and Jason Witten has a house out there. But it is a great, great, great opportunity. Cedar Creek Lake is just a really
It's a
fun
really
place to
cool
be.
place.
Gun Barrel City, you'll go there to eat.
Wait a minute, I don't see this.
Well,
What
what
is
she's
that?
talking
One of the
about is
auction
the
items.
Cedar Creek Lake is one of our auction items. It's a 7-bedroom, 6.5 bath villa on Cedar Creek Lake, and there's all kinds of neat things. There's ping pong tables, there's outdoor
Yeah.
dining, there's
Yeah, that's
huge
that's
kitchen.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
I think
beautiful.
it's like the biggest one out
It
there.
is.
Yeah.
got
So
a
it's one of
huge
our
docks,
auction
it's
items.
got outdoor dining item. I mean, it's got a
So,
wine tasting room.
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Okay. So you can rent jet skis. You can rent a boat out there. So if you have a boat, you can from that house, like you see the water there.
Mhm.
You can go from there to Pinnacle Club, and you can eat at Pinnacle Club.
Well, this is in Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Club.
So you can
Mhm.
but you can boat around to different places, and there's like restaurants you can dock into and go in and eat. And
Isn't that
leave
fun?
your
I
food.
love Cedar Creek Lake. You know,
I do too.
when I was younger, after my daughter was born, I was riding the big red weenie and busted my head open. Karen laughs about that. You're like, what is the big red
I
weenie?
know, I think every single person on here was just like, wait for it.
Right?
Tell us what this is.
The big red weenie is one of those
Boston
inflatable.
Lager weenie?
Right, it's one of those inflatable devices that is pulled behind a boat, and it seats like 5 people. So we were in a row. There were 5 of us sitting on it, and this big cigar boat was out in this cove making these huge waves. And we hit a wave and came up and came down, and I landed on my sister's back of her head, hit the top of my head,
Wow.
front of my head. So yeah.
That was
Yeah.
your debut.
So yeah. So I always say I got a scar on my head from riding the big red weenie. It's a great conversation
That
piece.
is a great conversation.
Thank you.
piece.
I told that story in front of 2,000 people one time. I won a prize for doing it. So anyway,
Thank you so much.
right? So see.
Tommy Little.
I know. That,
Oh, so fun.
That's
That's
all
all
I
my
can say
day
to you.
better
Yeah.
every day.
So that's cool. So that's one of the
Yeah,
opportunities.
that's one of the live auction items. We have a lot of great items. I know we went live the other day, and a lot of people have probably already seen. But so we're doing Margaritaville, a private King Air flight that seats 8 people. It's leaving from Spinks Airport, going to land in Bossier City. It's 4 rooms for 1 or 2 nights, and that's a really fun trip.
50 minutes round trip.
Yeah, I mean, you're 45
They'll
minutes
pick you up at
there.
the airport in a limo and tip you right to
Wow.
the
Yeah, it's
casino.
really
So
fun.
Scott Lewis over there at Margaritaville donated, the rooms and all that for us. So it's kind of it'll be a neat deal. And the same guy, that's
Karen's like,
Right.
man,
Like
is
something
donating the
I love
house.
it,
It's his
Karen.
plane. So
Yeah, the guy that
he's
donated
really,
the house.
he's really
Seidler
giving.
Oil and Gas,
Yeah.
that's his plane.
And then the lady that does all our promotional items for us, actually her and her husband have a law firm, and they donated the suite for 40 people.
The Texas Rangers Stadium.
So that'll be on
so if
Sunday.
you've never been in the suites,
It's so fun.
This is out in the
So-
And
San-
this is a
Santa
big
Fe
one. It's
suite.
40
so
40
people.
people.
fun. I love
It
that.
includes beer, wine, and soft drinks. And it's for the Sunday, August 5th game, the 2:05 game. They're playing the Orioles.
Nice.
And then you can bring your own catering, so Miranda's will throw in all the food for 40 people too.
nice.
So you don't have to eat any of the ballpark food unless you really want to.
That is so
Yeah.
nice.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then like for anybody who loves golf, who was it that donated this one? Was
Fassian Law Firm.
Bastian Law Firm did a full round of golf for 4 at the what is it? Country.
It's Rivercrest
Rivercrest
Country
Country
Club, Not an
Yeah,
easy
it's
golf course to
redesigned
get
and
on.
yeah, it's hard to
If
get
you're
in.
not a member and they only have 400, you don't play there. So
Right.
if you're a golf fan,
That's
it's a
pretty,
great one.
pretty
That's
neat thing.
huge. Yeah.
So all of this is going to be on a live auction.
right?
The highest bidder. I like it.
And all the money goes to charity.
I love that.
That's the best
When-
part.
And then
This is
we've
so
also
neat.
got, Chad Johnson from John's Communications. He's doing a good hunt. It's a hog hunt for 4 out in West Texas.
Oh, nice.
All the food, lodging, all included, and you hunt with dogs.
Yeah.
It's a neat deal. Everything he does is top notch, and I know he's doing this because he wants to go too.
Exactly.
They're
Yeah.
gonna cook steaks and all the
Right.
good stuff, and he'll put on a
Right on
heck
the
of a
Brazos
weekend for
River.
them. And yeah, you
Yeah,
can tube the Brazos. I mean, it's a good one.
This is y'all have done a great job putting this together.
This is so cool.
We're learning
I'm
every
super
year.
excited.
I mean, you just learn a little bit as
Right.
you go. And so this year it's going to be set up a little differently too. I don't know if you guys have been before, but maybe Connie, have you been before?
No, I missed the last year.
Okay.
Darn it.
Well,
Had to work.
for people who have been this year, we're going to the stage is going to be on the other end of the parking lot. It's going to give a lot more room, and so it should accommodate a lot more people.
That'll be so much
So
fun.
exciting.
So you have to be present to win to participate in the live auction, right?
Yeah,
so you
it's
have to be
live,
there, and
yeah.
it's going to be like
Yeah.
you're going to have paddles and
I don't
And
know.
no paddles, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're in
Raise your
Burleson,
hand.
so it's
Yeah.
pretty much
yeah.
yeah. There you go. There you
we're
go.
winging it.
There you go. That's exciting though. So do they have to when they get there? What's the expectation when you arrive at this event? How's it going to be set up? What do you do when you get there? And is it open to everybody, or do you have to have a reserved table?
No, it's open
it's
to
open to
everybody, but it's
everybody.
just
Okay.
last year was our biggest year, and we didn't, it was hot,
Yes.
and we didn't have enough cover, so we spent a lot of money this year, in tents and so forth. So we do have the availability to rent tables, but it's open to everybody,
So just drop in. So what time does it start?
Starts at 11 till 9.
11 till 9. That's awesome. So arrive
Sunday.
at 11. You're going to have food,
Yeah, but
drinks.
Yeah, it's on Sunday,
Sunday,
May
May
6th,
6th.
and not on Saturday, May 5th.
Sunday, May 6th.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
only
I
time
love
we can
that
rope
it's on
off the-
Sunday, May 6th. Me and my family are coming.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to be there at Big Daddy Johnson's table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in last
He
night.
picks it out.
I know.
He picks it out.
He told us
Norm's
exactly
on.
where
He
he
told
was
us
gonna
exactly
be.
Yeah.
where his table's going to
Yep.
be.
Yep.
Hey, Norm's watching.
Hey, Norm.
Hey,
No,
Norm Bruder.
Chris Bruder.
This is greatness. Bill, Lisa, Karen, and Miranda is my all-time favorite place.
Aw.
Fact, mad, love, love.
Making a difference, Bruder. We're making a difference.
Guys, personally, I love it.
He's so funny. I went and picked up some more bracelets yesterday for Kaylee. Kaylee Strong and the girls
I'm
wanted.
so
Yeah,
glad
we
you
got
did
some extra
that.
bracelets for them. So Lisa was actually very instrumental in getting those bracelets for
Yes,
Chris
she
Bruder.
was.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. So tell us a little bit. So when everybody arrives, it starts at 11. So set the expectation. What do they need to do when they get there? What can they expect? The entertainment that you're going to have.
We usually plan that at about starting at 10 that
10:45.
morning.
No. He's not lying.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, the
we're gonna-
music will start at noon.
And it's
Okay.
gonna be Brittany
You know,
and
Brittany and Jesse
Jesse's-
start us off at noon.
We
Brittany
love
Oviedo,
Brittany and
Jesse
Jesse.
Jennings. They're
Yep.
gonna be kind of a song swap.
And
right?
Jesse Jennings is there at Miranda's on Thursday
He's
night.
there on
So.
He's been there
Thursdays.
with us forever.
And
yeah,
we
I mean,
need to
you know,
finish our deals here.
what, you know.
Because Jesse also
Oh, yeah.
donated a private concert by Jesse Jennings Band and a catering for 50 people from Miranda's at your place of choice. So if you want to do like a backyard party or
Oh my god.
graduation party, anything like that.
That was our
The coolest stuff.
Yeah. And then,
last year was our first year to do that.
Yeah, we
We'd
did.
never done a live item deal before. We were trying to get some extra money for the fire and police.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse was kind enough to donate his time,
And
and
he
we
did.
donated the catering.
yeah, he
So,
did just an acoustic,
last
just
year.
Jesse.
And
So
he's
this
throwing
year
in
it's
his
the
full
band.
band.
Yeah.
So,
That is.
Kind of
But
a
that was a
big
lot of
deal.
fun. We actually, we
I think
catered that
JoCo
to-
Community Radio should actually go out and bid on some of this, Paymasters.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm thinking the teen leadership at the 7-bedroom villa on
Right,
Cedar
yeah.
Creek.
There you
Like,
go.
4 days would be.
We need some team
Awesome.
bonding. Mm-hmm.
Hey, and you've also got Andrew Dolan, who's
Oh, he's
fantastic.
amazing. If you haven't heard him, this guy can sing so
And
great.
you know, he plays at the brewery all the time there, throwing in a barbecue catering for 50 people. And with it being high school graduation time and just
Absolutely.
summertime backyard parties,
Yeah.
those should be in big demand. And then Ronnie and Donnie Burns, they threw in a fishing charter for 6 people. It's either at Richland Chambers or Lake Whitney. And he said they're hitting right now. So I mean, whoever loves to fish, I mean,
Right.
they're hitting them, fish.
Then you betcha.
And then JB, a friend of mine, he has a ranch down in Iredell, Texas. Gets down by Meridian. He's doing a guided day and night turkey hunt for 2. Great for a father-son or just a couple guys that want to do it. And then they've got a big trophy bass fishing lake there. He said everybody they can fish on during the day, in the middle of the day, whatever. Does that count them all?
That's
That's
very
for
cool.
for live items. And then
Yeah, then we're
the beer companies have donated we've got big
Grill.
Coors Light
Cooler, we've got a
coolers.
grill.
We've got grills, we've got speakers. Harley's going to donate some stuff to us. Casey Donahue's supposed to be sending something that we can put in the silent auction.
Love that.
Cody Johnson's team's
Supposed to. Yeah.
Cody Johnson.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh
So-
my gosh.
We got to
His
get a hold
biggest
of him.
fans were on our
Stephanie
show
Kinsell's
this week.
watching
Oh, yeah.
us this morning, so tell the girls.
Yeah, Cody
Cody
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah, so we're
donated
just gonna have some good items. A lot of the businesses around town have donated some things, and so it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot of different things you can win, and great entertainment. I mean, La Freak and Tejas Brothers, Phil, they were all Tejas and Phil were there last year and huge hit. So it should be really good.
And La Freak's pretty hard to get. So congratulations.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. So that'll be a ton of fun. So will there be room for dancing?
Yes.
You know, 'cause I'm a
We always
dancer.
We always leave a little room for dancing.
I'm not a dancer.
You can dance right in
You'll
your
dance.
chair.
Right? Yeah, I usually do.
I bet
Right.
you do.
Yeah. So, yeah, this will be a ton of fun. So when people get there, there's going to be food, drinks, live entertainment, a live auction. So do you expect everyone to stay for the full time from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
You know, a lot of people do. I mean,
Yeah.
surprisingly, every year, I mean, you'll.
In the hotels next door, we
I was
give
about to
rooms for
say.
$60
Yeah, the
if you
hotels
just
are
stay
giving
with
a good
Miranda's.
deal.
So a lot of people stay overnight and they'll stay for a little while and they'll leave and then they'll come back.
Mhm.
But the silent auction will close at 4,
Mhm.
and then we'll probably auction off a couple of the live ones. And then after that's right after Phil, and then after Tejas Brothers at 6, between 6 and 6:45, we're gonna auction off the rest of the stuff.
Very
Nice.
good.
You know, so
And since it is on a Sunday, so
And we also want to
yeah, but
remind
we're done by
everybody.
9. You know.
yeah, right. You can
Can't
still
go
go home
wrong.
and get a good
Yeah.
night's sleep before work the next day.
And it's also kid friendly. So there's bounce house, there's face painting, and there's balloon artists. So there is stuff for kids to
And there'll
do
be
too.
other stuff. We
Yeah,
just-
and let's.
and there's
I
4
love that.
big sets of boxing gloves.
Yeah, they're
There
big.
you go.
I mean,
Those are fun.
How
And
cool.
cornhole, we have
The
cornhole.
cornhole, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
So, what have you learned by putting on this event? What is the most important things that you've learned from doing this? Is that a rough
I
question?
gotta say, I think for me, I think it's just how amazing our regulars are. All of our regular customers have kept Miranda's going for so many years, and I just think that when this comes around, they really. I mean, look at all the stuff that has been given, and they show up and they're there, and like you said, they're there 11, they're there till 9. I mean, they're a big part of it. I think without them,
Well, I think it's
The
nice
community
that,
just coming together.
and I go to Miranda's every Thursday night.
She does.
We
Your
meet
pictures
with
on the
Carla
wall.
and Randy Johnson there. We have Cassie as our amazing waitress. She's awesome. It's either Cassie or Cameron, one or the other, right? So we enjoy it. Our picture's up there. So
Yeah.
thanks for leaving our picture up there.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Have
that.
a booth.
I tried to print it out on your printer. It
Yeah.
wouldn't let me. So
Well,
It
we just
will
got a new
now.
printer
It will
yesterday.
now.
So.
don't
But
tell
I think
We
we used
probably
all
got
our ink on one of
We
those.
got about 20 prints left.
Yeah, right. Don't tell my
Careful.
husband. He's like, "Where's the printer? I'll print it here." Yeah. But it's a ton of fun, and it's a great atmosphere because when you walk in, everybody kind of, they welcome you with open arms. And Miranda is actually at the front desk
She's
when we walk
awesome,
in.
yeah.
It's not named after her, but she works there, so she's a cutie.
She is.
But we enjoy it so much. So thank y'all for allowing us to come in every Thursday night. And
Yeah.
typically we get our
Love it.
table back by
Yeah.
the restrooms. That's where we are. So just come by and stop in and say hi. Everybody else
Good to
does.
know.
So it's kind of fun. So with this event that you're doing, what's been when did you actually start planning it? Do you start planning it the year after it ends?
Probably about a week ago.
A week ago?
If anyone knows
25
Bill, he
Coors
is
Lights
last
and 2
minute
weeks ago,
Larry.
right?
Yeah, and he just
We did
a month or
this year.
two. Well, this year we started a little bit earlier, but he does better in crunch time anyways. So he's one of those people that
You wait till the last minute
Waits
and
till
you're
last
like, okay, I'm going to
minute
get all
and
this
knocks
done.
it
We're not
out.
very good at planning, but we'll
Stresses
get it
us
all
all out,
Saturday
but-
night and Sunday.
Yeah.
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 no,
But I mean,
we
this
don't
year
do
we've got it pretty much ready. The only thing we're trying to do is figure out how to fit everybody in there because we've got such
But we
a
will.
high demand
Right.
and we have limited space.
Now, where's everybody expected to park when they arrive?
Well, we're gonna have pull behind the hotel,
Mhm.
and then there's a huge field back there that's gonna be mowed, and we'll have that for parking for everyone. And then all the little businesses around, right there on Memorial Parkway have always let us use their parking in the past. But this
Nice.
year, with it being so big, we're gonna have it organized, so I think we can fit a lot. I mean, that's a huge acre.
Yeah, like last year,
you know,
someone
5
parked
acre
like
deal.
in the lane of the field, so it kind of we couldn't figure out whose car it was. So a lot of people couldn't get back there. But this year, we're gonna have someone kind of back there.
That was where
sure.
we need to be the most organized.
Yeah, we're getting more organized in the parking in the back this year. It's like
Very
we
cool.
learn as we go. I mean, we just learn a little bit every year. We're just
Which is fun.
We have a lot of people watching us this morning, y'all. So Becky Rudd is watching Good Morning Girl. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, go, hey.
Marcus Adams can't wait until May 6th for this. Super excited. Jana Jones is excited. She didn't miss us this morning.
she's one of our bartenders.
Yes. She
does
said, I'll be
great
at Miranda's tomorrow.
Yeah. She,
Danielle she's not a Badger anymore, but Danielle's watching
hey
us this
Danielle,
morning. Hey, girl.
we miss you.
Yeah.
She's out in Nashville now.
Yeah. So she's watching
Jessie.
us from Nashville this morning. Jesse Garcia wanted to tell y'all good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Chad Duggan says, have the best day ever.
Chad Duncan. He must have went to Dwells this morning.
I was
Said
about
I
to
enjoyed the
say, I
synergy
love
that
they
comes
say
from
that.
the three of you.
Can he what?
He says he enjoys the synergy that comes from the three of you.
Aww.
I love his words. He has
We
the
love
best
Chad
words.
Duncan.
Yes.
Chad Duncan does a show on Tuesday nights called Where You Want to Eat. And I missed it last night because I was having a sneezing attack. So
Because you went on your...
I went on a nature hike and had a sneezing attack after I got done. But yeah.
Another
Great.
thing, guys, we want to also say is we want to give a shout out to our sponsors this year. True Grit, City of Burleson, Realtor Kristen and Dwayne Wines, Metro Tex Roofing, Family Toyota, Southwest Simmons Bank, and Margaritaville Casino.
Very good.
Definitely.
They really helped
They
us
have
to get
helped
it
a
all
lot
together.
to get this thing going, and we appreciate it
That's awesome.
so much.
Now, Karen, I know you're very instrumental in making sure that everybody gets their seats reserved,
Yes.
right? So when people have come into the restaurant, is that how they typically have reserved it, or they call you, or how'd they get that
They've
done?
been calling.
They have.
Mhm.
They're just like, "Hey, Karen, reserve my seat."
Uh-huh.
Do they get to be specific as to where they want to sit?
No.
No.
But
So
you actually have a copy of the seating chart.
No, not
it's,
no one can understand what
it's
I
under
do.
lock and key. Uh-huh.
These two, I don't know how they get anything done with their organization
But it'll all
skills.
be done.
But it'll get done. It
It
gets
gets
done.
done.
But
Isn't
they
that
have
crazy?
their own little filing.
They have
Right.
their own system.
Yeah.
I hope everybody could see the look on your face. They're like,
Again, and it's amazing.
So, are you the one, Lisa? Are you the one that goes behind them and says, "Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you think about
No, I'm
this?"
just like make sure I have a cold beer. no, they do it all.
That's crazy. Now, you and Bill actually own the restaurant. Yes. Yes. Or Bill actually owned the
I
restaurant.
say him. I mean, and he's had this for
25.
25 years.
Have you
so.
really?
Yeah.
And was it always called Miranda's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we used to be in West Fort Worth.
Okay.
We started off in Cherry Lane,
Mhm.
then we moved up on the Weatherford traffic circle next to Edelweiss. We were there and over where Antonio's is at the same time, and we've been here at this location since 2000.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we opened in '93, 24 years, 24, 25. So
Isn't that something? I had no idea.
long
Very
time.
cool.
That is a long time.
That's why I'm so old.
No, you're not old. But so have you always been in the restaurant industry?
Well, I mean, yeah. I
For
mean,
24 years? I mean, that's a long time. What'd you do before that? Were you just
went
always
to high school.
there? You have it. Okay. Trying to find out his age over here.
I
I'm just
worked at
kidding.
a restaurant my whole life.
Yeah.
One little Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
It's called Becerra's on McCart Street. Grew up there. Worked there from when I was 10 till I was probably 19. And then I sold cars for a year, not at Family Toyota. They weren't around by then, but I sold
Right.
cars and worked at ITT and then opened Miranda's. Been there ever since.
Is it your favorite job ever?
It's one of my only jobs.
I never
You know,
So I say yes.
I
That's
think
awesome.
that's cool that y'all have that in common. Because you've been doing hair since high school.
Yeah.
And
You've been running
so,
your own biz and doing
Right.
your own thing.
So y'all
It's
both like
just
came out of
smart.
high school kind of starting the career that you would stay with. I love that.
And how long have y'all been married?
You don't know.
Lisa's like,
Be 8 years in June.
congratulations. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's awesome.
Was that you just wanted
8
to see
years
if
in
you knew?
June.
I just want to see.
8 years already?
Yeah, we've been together 12, but we've been married 8. It'll be 8 in
Love
June.
it.
I know, but I remember you posting about your wedding.
Just
I
feels
believe
like
it's already
2
been 8
years ago
years.
to me.
Feels like 2 years. Yeah. So sweet.
Time flies when you're with
Feels
the
like
one you
30
love.
to me.
Mhm.
No, I'm just kidding.
Now, Karen, how long have you worked at Miranda's?
10 years.
10 years. And what is your role at Miranda's? What do you do?
Everything.
Everything. The seating chart. Thank you.
Does everything. Seating chart.
But
Just
you've
as
been-
long as Big Daddy Johnson has a stable.
No doubt, right? Right. And Big Daddy Johnson is Randy Johnson, who owns Johnson Heavy Equipment, just so y'all know. But yeah, Big Daddy
It's a
Johnson.
really good tan.
And he does have a really good
I
tan.
saw that last
I
night.
think it's because he welds all the time.
Yeah, he
he's
was
always
jealous.
welding, so he's got a welder's tan, right?
Yeah.
But they eat at y'all's place 3 or 4 times a week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
there last night.
Yeah, they were there last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so funny. They sit
Now
down
I'm
and
hungry for
it's
there
either
for lunch.
Cameron or
Right.
Cassie or somebody knows exactly what they want to
Oh,
drink,
yeah.
and they bring it out, and they're like, "Do you want the same thing you had yesterday?" And I'm like, "You were here yesterday too." Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah.
So yeah,
And that is most of the Miranda's customers.
Yeah.
I mean,
She can
they
probably
walk
tell you
in,
what
she can
90%
tell you
of
what
them
they
are
all
gonna get
eat,
for
what they
them.
drink. You can too. I mean, it's impressive. But, and you know, that's how he has the Bill Special and the tea. Oh yeah, and that's how they know who people are. I'm like, that's so crazy to me.
isn't that
I
wild?
love
though?
it.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun when you can walk into a place and people
Yeah.
know your name.
It's
You know.
definitely a little Cheers bar. That's why we call Bruder Norm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's another story about why you call him Norm.
It's not because he's normal.
Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
We love Chris Bruder.
We do.
And he's one of our new station sponsors. So
Yeah.
Family Toyota Burleson, we appreciate y'all for doing that. Thank
We
you.
are mad about Bruder.
We are mad
They
about
One of the
never-
positive,
Right?
most positive people I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
I've never heard a negative comment come out of his mouth.
Mm-mm.
Never. Isn't that crazy?
He's
Except
just fun
trying
to
get
be
beer
around.
from
Yeah.
And
Kevin.
you know we love positive people.
I know,
so-
right? He's going to come co-host one of the shows with us one morning, so
Yes.
that'll be
Yes.
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get back to Miranda's because I'm super excited about this. So the live auction items, what are y'all hoping that some of these things go for? You have any idea? What is
We
the
have
starting
no
bid going to
idea.
be?
That's
I
what I
We
was
don't know.
wondering.
You know, to
Yeah,
be
I
honest,
say that yesterday.
whenever Sue, she has the Graves group that does all my stuff, she goes, well, I can donate our suite for, an auction item for
Yeah.
the benefit, that'd be nice. And I was like, all right, great. And I thought it was just like a little suite, I mean, 10 people, 12 people go for $1,000 or something.
Right.
It's 40 people, so I don't know 40 people, so I don't know how to
That's
fill it
something
up.
else we're gonna have to sit down and
Chris
figure out.
Bruder.
What did he do now?
Uh-oh, what do you do now?
He's getting me all emotional.
I-
It's in a crying
Oh my
emoji.
God.
I love you. I can't wait.
He's
No,
got the
what you
I
don't
allergies.
get-
love you, Bruder.
He's
Is
got
he's
the
really probably tearing up at the same
He
time.
probably is.
I know he is.
I love you, Bruder.
He's like
Like,
at Toyota telling the guys to bring him Kleenex.
Oh, yeah.
Allergies.
I hope he has a room at the hotel next door.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I told him he
Every
has
one
to.
of our sponsors gets a free hotel room at this. next year. Yeah, we pay
Fantastic.
for that.
And what's the name of that hotel next door to you?
It's the Quality Inn.
Quality Inn. So if you need a room, if you're attending
Say you're
this,
with
and you
Miranda's.
do not want to drink and drive
Right.
and get a room.
And then there's
It's
Uber in
$60.
Burleson now too. So
Yeah.
that's,
Is there really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the easiest
Finally.
way.
Yeah,
Uber
finally.
in,
I
Uber
didn't
out.
know they were here yet.
Yeah.
Yep, they are.
then you don't have to worry about parking.
You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it.
That
That's
is
our
so
biggest
smart.
challenge.
The biggest
is
challenge is
parking. We
gonna be
have
the
a lot
parking. So if people can carpool,
Yeah.
carpool
Uber.
We'll
Find
figure
your
it out.
DD,
We'll figure
find
it
your
out.
designated driver, carpool. If you can't do that, get a room.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a drinker, but I'm gonna come and eat a bunch of food and have a blast with my kiddos at the bounce house. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm really
And I want to
excited
see
about
some
it.
people. Like it's been a while since I've been to a concert, so I
And
want to go
it is-
see
yeah.
Bill. I
Yeah.
haven't seen him since we were in school, so
Yeah.
I haven't got to enjoy that yet.
Oh, well, there you have it then.
Yeah.
It is like a big old Burleson reunion.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this one
Plus,
will
I'm gonna go
definitely be the
represent
busiest.
JoCo Community
Oh,
Radio. I'll
yeah.
probably wear a JoCo T-shirt. and
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
I'm gonna wear a T-shirt with cats on it.
Of course.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I might, because it drives my
I
husband
saw one the
crazy.
other day with a cat flying on a piece of pizza.
Oh, there you go. That'd be
That's what you
perfect. I'm gonna get me a cat T-shirt.
Galaxy cat.
So, do you have a live auctioneer that's gonna be performing all this?
Actually, we have Tim Shipman does it for us. He did it for us
Oh,
last
okay.
year,
Yeah.
and he was pretty good at it, and so he's going to do it for us again this
Yeah,
year.
he
Oh,
was
very
a
He
lot
did,
of
he
fun.
did real good. Yeah.
I love it.
That's
Good morning,
exciting.
Oh,
Dana
yeah,
Turner.
I think
Good
you got
morning,
to be able to
Ashley
talk fast to
Tarver.
do it.
Live.
Yes.
No,
Hey,
I couldn't
ladies.
do it. I just
Yeah.
mumbled, but
Yeah.
he
I
did
knew you
very
street
well
gang.
last year.
You just mumble. Bill. Okay, we got this auction item going on right here, Margaret.
I knew yours were.
I know. I want it all. I got it
I've
all.
always admired auctioneers.
I know, I can't
I
do
would
that.
love to be able.
It's like yodeling.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
not happening.
Good connection.
Brittany
Yeah.
Sullivan's on.
Hey,
Good morning,
Brittany
girl.
Sullivan.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hope you're feeling better. She had strep throat this last week, I
Oh,
believe.
no.
So I hope you're
Aw.
feeling better. That's amazing. So, what time is it? We need to probably take a break, and then we're going to come back. We need to take a commercial break, and then we're going to come back.
Well, hold on.
Oh, hold on. Yes?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're going to take a break
Well,
and then come back.
Lena Patterson says, anytime we have a huge party with no notice, they always get us in quick. We love this place. Great hot sauce and food.
Y'all do have the
Thank
best
you.
hot sauce
Thank
ever.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lena.
That's
Okay.
awesome. All right,
So
so
on
we're
that
going to.
positive note, let's go to commercial.
We're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to be back with more about Miranda. Did you do the be right back thing? Or?
All right.
We are back live on JoCo Community Radio with Tiffany Cooch.
Connie Little,
Andy Cook.
and our special guests, Lisa and Bill Albany, and Karen
Yeah, Ballard.
Ballard.
Okay.
I almost said Ballard. I don't know why.
Ballard.
Yeah, Ballard.
As her mama says, Karen Beth.
Karen Beth.
Karen Beth.
I love that. Karen Beth. I'm going to start calling you that. Oh, I'm not going to tell Mr. Little that. Oh, my God. Right. Yeah. So we're excited about y'all's big event that's happening Sunday, May 6th for Cinco de Mayo. It's a parking lot party.
Yeah.
You know,
So excited.
you know, it's funny when you say parking lot party, I always think I have a flashback of high school. Did y'all drive around and park somewhere during high school and just kind of hang out?
Yeah.
And on like Friday nights, Saturday nights, whatever.
Oh no.
Benbrook Lake.
Yeah.
That's where we went.
Benbrook Lake, is that where y'all went?
Yeah.
We
What
drove
did we
from.
do? Did we do?
Y'all didn't have a parking lot party?
I remember like cruising.
I remember cruising
Cruising
around.
Northside and then
Yeah.
you know the street races and all
Yeah.
that stuff. That was probably illegal.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit.
Yeah. We cruised from Sonic to Gibson's. Gibson's to Sonic.
That's
Sonic
funny.
It's
to
just kind of
Gibson's,
cruise
yeah.
174 and just
Yeah.
drive around town.
Like
Isn't
in
that crazy?
Palestine, they do, and everybody used to go to the Berkshire's parking lot, and they would all like hang out there until the police came.
That's pretty cool.
The police are always.
We
coming
all
in.
three graduated together.
Oh,
Yes.
Our reunions this year.
oh my, how many years?
20.
20 years.
That's a long time.
That is a long
Oh really?
I'm right there with
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Mine's been so long I can't remember.
So stupid.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah. So that's kind of fun though because you grew up in Burleson, you graduated from Burleson, and now you're having this annual party where everybody that graduated with you
Yeah,
is
it's
going to
pretty
show
neat.
up at. Yeah, so it is kind of like a little mini reunion.
It is.
You have to
I mean,
go.
it's a mini reunion when you go to Walmart. So,
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Well, it
maybe
used
not
to be
so
more
much
so than
now. Yeah, maybe
Yeah, I
not so
agree.
much now, but
Yeah.
it was there for a minute. I mean,
The other day I was at Dwell and Monica came in, and she's living in Alberta now. Miss
Uh-huh.
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she came in, so everywhere.
Martha Speck.
Yes, thank you. Everywhere. I am used to. I could sit in the parking lot of City Market, and like within a certain amount of time, every person that we graduated with would have come through.
Right. Right. Is that
It was
you,
me.
Bill?
It was me.
Was it
Every
Tiffany
time.
again?
It was me.
Tiffany does that at least one time every show.
So what he was just talking about while we were on break was another thing that was really special about Miranda's.
Are unique. Just the same guys that started off with me back in '93 all still work in the kitchen today.
Same guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
so
they
we-
work hard. They're great guys.
and most girls that work there
Yeah.
grew up eating there.
Yeah.
you know.
Isn't that crazy? And we love Trina, by the way. Trina and Cassie. We love them. They're amazing. Trina wants a hairless cat, so if anybody out there has a hairless cat,
That's funny.
she wants a hairless
That's an
cat.
odd. You would. Should she ask you if you knew where to get one because you're the cat lady?
No. She just says she likes hairless cats.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be fun to kind of announce that here on JoCo Community
Oh.
Radio.
It is kind of cool. That's different. That's cool.
If anybody has a hairless cat that they want to get rid of, Trina will take it. Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Does she talk about the hairless cat at work? No,
I've heard her talk
Not
about
to
it.
me.
Not to you. Bill's like, that's too much information.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
I
So
think
this will be fun. So, what else are y'all gonna be expecting? So you said you have vendors set up outside. So that's what I wanted to kind of
Well,
go over.
we're deciding
If
if we have enough room.
That's our thing.
Okay.
You know, we rented all the rooms in the back of the hotel, so we're hoping to be able to push it back further and fit a few vendors in. You know,
Very cool.
that's one of the deals that'll be at the last minute.
The last minute. So yeah, those are
So
going
we
to be
don't really know
surprises.
until we go ahead
Yeah.
and set all the tables out,
Right.
you know, and then
Yeah.
we usually try and get all that done that night before so we can see. But
We have a lot of inquiries, so all we have to do is call them. We're just seeing if we have enough room.
There you go.
Because Lafrique draws such a big crowd.
Yeah.
We don't want people not to be able to get in.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So when they come in and they park, they go behind the restaurant. Let's go over that one more
Yeah,
time so they'll know what to
pull in
expect.
and they'll go behind the Days Inn,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's going to be an opening, and they'll get guided through and directed to park. We'll have it all mowed down so that they can all park back
And
there.
somebody will be back there.
Hopefully so.
Okay, cool. And we're praying for really good weather.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
we don't even talk about that. We're not allowed it.
Everybody must
It's
know.
gonna
We're not allowed.
Should we just go ahead and say a prayer now?
Yeah.
Lord?
We've got a lot of
Bless this
cover this
day.
year, though.
Yeah,
we
we
do have
do.
a lot of
Yeah.
covered areas. So
Oh, you know it's going to be beautiful.
I hope it will be.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. So I'm excited
It
about
is
that.
a lot of fun. If you haven't been, definitely need to come.
Yeah, it is fun. I mean,
Come check it out.
same people every year,
Yeah.
but it just grows.
Yeah.
You know, so
So you said that you're going to have a menu inside. So
limited menu
menu.
inside. and
limited menu
outside.
inside. So when you go in, you can sit inside to have
And you
lunch,
Just like you
dinner,
normally
whatever.
would, right?
But then you're also going to have the.
The grill outside.
We'll have the grill outside.
So when people get there, they can just walk up and order and pay for it right then and there. But you'll still have
Correct.
waitresses running around.
There'll be waiters. So
Inside
business
will
as
be normal.
usual inside. Outside, it's just we'll have walk-up bars, walk-up beer tubs, and then we'll have like a place where you can walk up and order street tacos, quesadillas. We did jalapeno sausage last year. We'll do a couple other different things this year too, and you can just go out there and get it throughout the day if you want.
Very good. So it's.
And then some ice cream type stuff for
Oh,
kids.
I like
and,
ice cream. Yeah.
Paletas. I think
What is it?
they're called paletas. It's
Like a
Mexican ice cream,
Mexican
and then they're
popsicle.
like made out of fruit and water.
Oh yeah, those
and,
are good for you.
They're real good.
Yeah, that's your daily dose of fruit that day.
Mhm.
With your margarita.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just balance.
yeah,
Balance.
exactly, exactly. Thank you, Lisa. It's all about balance,
Story of life.
right? And then when you leave, you can do some yoga or something in the back if you need
That's
to,
right.
right?
Absolutely.
That's kind of awesome. Well, I'm super excited about this event and all the different sponsors that you've actually been able to pull together and donations and oh my gosh, what an amazing opportunity that you have to network within your own community. You know,
Yes.
and being in Burleson, you actually graduated from Burleson High School,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And you actually stayed here.
Yeah.
Bill, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Fort Worth.
You did grow
I
up
went
in
to
Fort Worth.
Southwest.
Yeah. But y'all live here in Burleson,
Mhm. Yeah,
yes?
just right behind the restaurant.
So, which is interesting to me because a lot of people who graduated from Burleson live in Burleson. Karen, you don't live in Burleson.
Mhm.
You do live in Burleson?
I go back and forth.
You do?
Yeah.
She's from
But,
Paris.
yeah, I'm from Paris.
You're from Paris, Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah, not Paris, France.
No.
Well, first time I met her, I thought she was.
Yeah.
I
love
did.
that. I love
She
it.
told me she was from Paris. I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah, why are you here?
I love you, Lisa.
Oh, guys, thanks
I
for
love
that.
you.
That's the first time we met.
Why are you here? Like, why did you come to Burleson?
She came in, sat in the second booth in a pair of overalls, and said she needed to work. And that back then, my hiring process was okay. Come tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's been there ever since.
Yeah.
That is so funny because Andy actually is a recruiter, and she has a hiring company, right? So
This is
a
true.
staffing company. So for you to say, "Yeah, come in, show up tomorrow," that's not the way she does it.
It's not really how we do things right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
But it's always there's a certain level, like obviously it worked, you know, and there's a certain level of gut instinct that goes into hiring.
Oh.
And when you just somebody walks in and you're like, yeah, I'll give you a shot. You know, it's a tried and true method. Most people hire on the referral, like who do you know, which can be the detriment because it can either put a burden on relationships or it could just not be the right fit. But we try to make it the right fit because you know we know somebody, and so that those are two methods that either gut instinct or referrals that most people use.
Yeah. How have you normally hired all your people? Just like that? Come on in.
Yeah.
We'll give you a trial and error.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
You stick or you don't.
There's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
I mean,
It's
most
just
people that
very
have worked
old
at Miranda's
school
have worked there a long time.
Yeah.
We have a very small revolving door.
How many employees do you actually have there?
19 maybe. That's
Wow.
it.
That's a family though.
Right.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. And I know.
I think you get that feel when you come in.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally,
you do, totally.
Yeah. And it's so funny when we walk past, everybody's just waving at each other.
Yeah.
You know, I love sitting back by the bathroom because
You
that's
see everybody.
you
You see
everybody.
Yeah, I shouldn't tell anybody that. Don't sit back by the bathroom. Not on,
Don't
not
take
on,
my table.
not on Thursday night at 7
I know.
o'clock.
Sometimes I'll walk in and they're not at their table. They're somewhere else. I'm like,
I know.
They're not happy.
I know. I'm like, where's our table? And Miranda's like, I'm sorry, I said somebody back there. I'm like, why did you do that? I'm gonna do call
Don't
ahead
do
seating.
that.
We're on our way. Make sure our table's there. Yeah.
Stephanie.
So, but that's important to us, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, when people visit someplace on a regular basis, they know where they need to go and
Yeah.
be, and you know, it's just comforting. And I
Right.
think that's what your place is. It's
Yeah.
just very comforting.
There'll be a customer in the bar and they'll go, you hired two new people.
They get mad.
They didn't know what I wanted to do. Where's Karen?
It's true.
Where's Karen? Where's Sadie? That's what we're getting. Cassie. Sadie, Karen, Cassie, and Cameron. That's it.
Isn't that funny?
Because they've been there the longest.
Yeah, yeah. But everybody else
Everybody
does.
knows them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But everybody does a great job. So, and we
Yeah.
appreciate that. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, yes. So, with that said, this event, are you hoping that this is going to be the biggest event you've ever done?
Oh, I know it will be.
So, are
We've
you?
already sold more tables than people that came last year.
How many
I mean,
tables? How many tables have you
I
sold?
mean, you'd have to get to our seating
Yeah,
chart.
you have to get
I
the
mean,
seating chart.
We had to flip it around. Normally, the band's been in the same place every year. We had to flip the band to the front because we had
Open
to
up the other
change
side.
the front was where the kids area was.
Mhm.
No,
So
kids
we
are
had to
back.
take that and put it to the back so that we could fit more, more tables, because we've sold, I don't know, a lot of tables. We usually add that up a couple days in advance, right? Kind of,
And
Probably-
each table
probably
seats about
70,
8 people.
70 or 80 tables probably so
Wow.
far, so,
That's huge.
yeah.
That's amazing. So how
I
are
mean,
you gonna
yeah.
how are you gonna top it?
That's what everybody asks
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, we've tried to do it every year.
Yeah.
I can't remember, last year, what was that guy's name? I forgot. Oh, okay. So, then,
He who should not be mentioned. Yeah.
and then, so that's, we went with
That
the-
is some inside joke that I still haven't learned.
we, so we did the Freak this year, which was a big jump. So
Yeah.
next year, and I mean the Tejas brothers are great. Phil's been part 2 years. We love Phil. Love the Tejas brothers.
Jesse's
Been
every year.
well, Jesse's every year. He's been with it.
Yeah,
He's
he's
he
great.
He's like
he's
part of the
played-
family.
He is.
yes, he's played since the day
We
built the
our
patio.
He
The
was
day
really-
he played that
And
Thursday.
he played like how many hours? And the guy never went to the bathroom.
Yeah, he
I mean,
started
he
at
just
6
played,
p.m.
Played, and played. I'm
and he
like,
played till
does this
10:45.
guy have a catheter? What's
And he
going
never,
on?
he never stopped, and you couldn't ask him for a song that he didn't know.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And he does songs for the little kids. He'll do like Frozen and stuff like that because he has a little girl, and she sings with him, and he can cover all bases. He's great. I mean,
He's
a
really
lot
good.
of fun.
No, really
good.
And I can always tell when Jesse's not there. I'm like, where's Jesse at? He's out over there.
That's the
Yeah.
deal. Whenever he gets something, for the band or anything,
We-
hey, go do what's best
Bill's
for you.
always
But you
told
always
him,
have
yeah.
a spot here every Thursday you want.
Yeah.
That's
so-
awesome. And is he only there on Thursday night? Because that's the only night I'm there.
Well, unless somebody wants to do something on another night and he doesn't have anything, he's played Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before
Right,
in
right.
the past, but every Thursday scheduled. So.
Yeah, very cool. And Brittany is she's been on this show several times. So did y'all know her ahead of time?
Oh,
or-
I do her hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've known her. Yeah.
You do her hair.
Yeah.
Her hair.
Yeah.
She's a sweet girl, and she's an amazing voice. And
Oh, yeah.
She's
She's
a
awesome.
great addition to the lineup.
This is so exciting. Yeah.
I love
I
it.
can't wait. I'm gonna have a margarita that day, just one.
This one.
At a time. That's the only way you're supposed to do it.
I'm not a big drinker though, and
Me neither.
it's after 8:30, so we can talk about this. But yeah, one or two drinks. I'm dancing on the tables and acting a fool, and my husband's like, "Come on,
I'm
let's
falling
go."
and breaking bones
Yeah.
after 2 drinks.
Let's
Yeah,
do
you-
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just not
I
gonna
don't
do
fall. I just
I've seen the video of you fall.
it. Thank you.
I
Head
have
first
two.
into a
Is
car.
it the wham bam?
We gotta pull that
Bam,
one up
ouch,
later.
girl. If everybody wants to
On
look up the
YouTube, it is
video, I'm not gonna
hilarious.
put the link in the comments.
You have to.
No.
Is it the funniest thing you've ever
It's
seen? She told me about it.
I mean,
hysterical.
I
And then
had to watch like 2 days of ridiculousness to
Uh-huh.
prepare myself for the impact.
Well, you told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna laugh because that'll just be
The first
mean."
thing
And then
you
I busted
did-
out
you
laughing.
did
I'm
it
like,
was
"I'm so
funny.
sorry."
She
If
laughed,
it would have
so.
been anybody else, I would have cracked up. I laughed at it.
Yeah,
That's when I learned how to laugh at myself.
yeah.
So anybody wants a good laugh today,
What is it called again? Go to
Bam, ouch, girl falls.
There you go on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Mhm.
There's a picture of a red car.
You were out in front of a bingo hall, right?
Yeah, you
And
want
they-
to call it a bingo hall.
and they-
It was a game room, but it was a
Whatever.
bingo hall.
But they posted the video, like she
Yeah, the
didn't even know
surveillance
that
camera
they
did
got
it.
her on camera.
Yeah. We got you.
Speaking of surveillance cameras, are y'all gonna have cameras out there? I mean, are we gonna be able to catch any of this on
Yeah, we have cameras
on
the-
YouTube later?
We have cameras.
I
on
just
the-
want to make sure
Great,
that
now I'm
Not
really
recording.
not going to drink.
I just want to make sure Tiffany minds her P's and Q's before
No,
we go out
no,
there.
no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah,
Just only watch them if
Hey, I'm a
we
different
have
person now. I'm at my P's and Q's all the time.
Right. That's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. And the people that should be going to this are anybody and everybody. So
Absolutely.
if you don't have plans for Sunday, May 6th from 11 to 9, make sure you go to Miranda's and enjoy the festivities and the event. Tables, you don't have any available, or do you?
Probably about 10.
Yeah,
You have 10 tables still left?
maybe.
You
Yeah.
won't.
We're gonna
That's
fit them in.
squeezing it.
You know,
That's
we're- we're setting up 2 different areas. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. We usually just have one VIP area. This year we moved everything to the back to create
much
room
are
for
tables?
2.
Yeah.
Huh?
How much are tables?
Tables are $200 for 8
Okay.
people.
So
800
if somebody still wants a table,
So there's 8 tables left, so I should share this, right?
I don't know, is that right? Do you want to do
Me
that?
too or no?
Look at Karen. She's like,
It's,
oh my
no,
God.
it's going to
She's
take care of
the
itself,
boss.
and I
Well,
will put
she
it
has
on
to look
there.
at her seating chart.
Okay, we won't say.
I guarantee
well,
you we can
just
fit them in.
call
We can
We
Karen
can
at
figure it out.
Hawkins,
Yeah, just
yeah.
I've
call
already-
Karen. Her number's on the
I can make the
Call
tent bigger.
Karen.
It just
Yeah.
costs more, you know.
Go like the Miranda's Mexican Restaurant Facebook page, and then we have our event posted on there, and then her phone number's on there, and any information that we
need.
Need to
Or if you
post
just
we
want to
do
chat, feel free to call her. Her number's
Yeah.
right there. You don't have to buy it.
She is not looking for a date. Just saying, right?
No,
No.
that's a joke. She's engaged.
Thank you.
Engaged.
Because I was like, she's
He'll
not
be there.
I
dating.
just want her phone to blow up.
He's actually a ping pong champion.
Yeah.
You are?
No.
Oh.
I'm kidding. That's an inside joke.
Oh, sorry. Ping pong.
Michael Perry.
That's awesome. So, but you can get a hold of Karen at Miranda. So if anybody is interested in learning more information about it, like the Facebook page.
And,
And then-
get in touch with Miranda's restaurant.
Yep, and they'll fill you in on whether tables are available or
Sure.
all that fun stuff.
And we're just most excited about trying to raise a bunch of money for the charity. And
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something that'll be big this year.
How much, do
Yes,
you
they
remember
do.
how much you raised last year?
Well, last year it was just 6,500.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
We should do way better this
Yeah, I think this year's gonna be way better.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
obviously. Well,
And I'm
this is,
excited that
y'all didn't have, y'all had
We-
the auction last year.
We
but
just
y'all-
auctioned off
We
one
auctioned
thing.
off one thing last year.
because
Y'all just
we-
auctioned off the car.
And that's
Well,
what we,
that was a raffle.
We
that was a
sold
raffle.
raffle tickets for the
We
car.
gave away
Okay,
the car.
that's what it
Yeah.
was.
And we sold the raffle tickets too cheap, so we didn't wind up surpassing enough. You
Got
know,
it.
it was great because
Jesse-
it was great advertising for Family Toyota,
Right.
obviously, and it was
Great for y'all.
everybody wanting to help donate to the fire and police. But this year we just went a different route and got individuals to donate their time or their items, and then
I love it.
we'll be
Yes.
able to, you know,
I really
raise
wish
money that
JoCo
way.
could bid on that 7-bedroom villa.
you absolutely
Right.
can.
Right?
Yeah.
Should we raffle off a guest spot on JoCo Community Radio? You think anybody would be interested in doing that?
I don't know.
You know what? We'll talk to Pam. Maybe we'll raffle off some free advertising. That would be fun.
I
Mm-hmm.
like it.
Mm-hmm. If y'all have room, are y'all still looking for more
Oh,
sponsors?
absolutely.
Yeah.
A
Absolutely.
commercial package?
Yeah.
Why not?
We
Yeah,
could
because we're
totally
going to
do
do a silent auction also.
Yeah.
That'd be
people can come
great.
in.
Yeah. For any business,
Pam Masters, you're watching us. Let us know. If that's
yeah, we
cool.
could. Yeah, I bet we could.
I bet we could.
We'll announce it later.
I mean,
I bet we can. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
we're head of sales.
I know, right? We're having
Connie,
sales
what
and
am I gonna
marketing, right?
do?
So yeah, why don't we raffle off a 3-month advertising package?
Yeah.
Would that be
We can
good?
definitely do that.
Yeah. That'd
It's
be
a
awesome.
it's a $300 value.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we could totally do that.
We appreciate
Hope,
that.
I hope that's okay, Pam Masters.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
that'd
it's a
be
great
great.
charity, and
Yeah.
adding in the Johnson County advocacy, I think that's a great.
And normally we always do it for fire and police. They're the ones that said, "Hey, we made enough last year. Why don't we throw them in and give them half the money because it's a great charity?"
That's
So it was actually
That's
their idea.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's even makes it even better, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
'Cause
That's so awesome.
I
of
love
them.
charities. I think this is definitely a worthwhile event to go to. Be a part of it. Get involved in your community. And I love that y'all have the community leaders involved. You know, that the people that within the Burleson community are actually sponsors of your event.
Yeah, I mean every one of them.
Yeah.
You know, Southwest Banks, you know, Simmons, they're here. Johnson Communications, they're here. Rick and Dean at the brewery are the ones doing the Andrew Dolan band, they're
Mhm.
here. Frank Seidler of Seidler Oil and Gas, they're here. Now, Graves Group's in Fort Worth, and then JB, he's at Trek Mill. He's in Dallas, but I mean, you know, still they were offered to help.
Yeah, people
It's
coming
awesome.
together to, you know, for charity. It's always
Yeah.
great to see. And Bill, he has the heart the size of Texas, so that's he
Oh.
really does.
Yeah.
He does. A lot of people don't, you know, a lot of people that don't know him, but when you do meet him, you know that, and he loves to pay it forward,
I
make
love
a
it.
difference. He's
Well,
mad.
Making a difference. I love it. Well, Bill, I just have to say.
I may have to get some Chris Bruder bracelets.
Yeah.
Now, I just think I stole
I'm
the mad.
like,
I just stole the mad thing.
He stole the mad
She
movement.
just gave me the mad movement. Chris.
Hang on, I'm gonna get Bill one. And then when Chris puts it on you, what does he say? Here, put
Well,
that on him.
you're engaged.
You're engaged.
All right.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
you're
I love that he does that.
There we go.
I just love
Yeah.
everything about that.
My
guy.
husband has 2 of them on his wrist because he doesn't take them off ever. I'm like, do you shower with those and everything?
I always give mine away, so I end up with none. But
I think
that was a good gift item I got him because
Yes, it was.
I just
What possession?
That
does
I
he
love
have?
that you did that.
yeah, just because he's he's a great guy. He's up at Miranda's all the time, and he's always doing stuff for everybody. And I was thinking around Christmas, I want to do something special for him because he is one of those people that puts a lot of thought and effort into making people happy, and so I know he loves to do that and spread his mad movement. And I thought, well, those bracelets would be a good idea. So I got him a bunch of them, and gosh, they were gone in no time. And
And he
Just
said he had
order
like
more
400 of them or
Yeah.
something that he just recently ordered. So.
But now I see them all over town, and it's really cool. And that's what
I
I
love
wanted.
it.
I knew that he would spread it like wildfire if he had a way to do it.
Yeah.
So.
But he's not from here. But
I love
there's
that.
not
I
a single
love that
night
about
that he
him,
comes
too.
into Miranda's that he doesn't know a
Everybody
dozen
in there.
people.
Right.
And I think you feel
through
that
I mean,
when you
that-
go to Toyota.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
and those
yeah.
are- you know, he makes it a point to know everyone,
He
and
knows
that's why he's
everyone.
so good at what he does.
And
Yes.
he's done it in a short amount of time. I pulled up there the other day. What was it, Monday? And I mean, the whole service, it was packed. And I'm like, where's Bruder? He's running it. He's
All over the place.
all over the place. But he's great at what he does, and we love him at Miranda's. He's made a difference up there. For sure.
I love that story about him that he is not from here.
Yeah,
from
he's only been
Burleson.
here,
a few
couple years.
Yeah, but he's made a huge difference while he's been here, and that's proof that you can move anywhere
Mhm.
and start over and make a difference in a life wherever you are.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? It doesn't have to be your hometown.
Right.
So I just
Well, and at
great.
the
My
end,
life's better because I know him. So.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's a choice.
I think it's time for some questions for Karen. This is
No.
the least I've ever heard her talk
I
in
know.
10 years.
That's
Put her on the spot a
Karen,
little
let's
bit.
ask you a few questions.
Bill, what would you like to know about Karen?
I love it.
Connie, what would you like to know about Karen?
Connie knows I talk all the time.
I
I just
know.
I don't like.
You're good. I
No.
She's
understand.
like, I don't know if I can do this. There's a microphone.
It's
Girl,
okay.
give me a microphone. I am one happy lady. I tell you, I don't really need one, but yeah. They can hear me on the hall probably if I was talking. Yeah.
I was born to talk. My mom has been always telling me to shut up.
And you can sing too.
Yes, she can
Yeah,
sing.
she
She
can
can
sing.
yodel too. We were talking about yodeling earlier, and she can yodel.
You can yodel?
Yeah.
She can do all kinds
Can
of
you
stuff.
yodel?
Like,
Can you yodel?
I
She's
know.
not gonna do it. We put her on the spot.
Lisa, I've never known you to yodel.
She can sing like you wouldn't believe.
I've heard her sing.
Yeah, she can
Yeah.
sing.
Are you going to perform at all?
No.
Yeah.
I always end up doing a
Oh, she
song
does
somehow.
something.
Uh-huh.
She performs one way or another. She'll be back doing something crazy.
Whatever.
I love it.
Was that the attraction, Bill? No?
No, but really though, anybody listening who has not been to Miranda's, you guys need to come or hasn't been in a while. That place is, and that's how I met Bill. I was a regular there. I was there every Thursday and Saturday singing karaoke.
That's
And
what I
it's
thought.
such
I
a-
thought that. I
it
remember
is.
that.
And it's such a cheers bar. Like, I mean, you come in there, I always tell my clients that are new to town, you walk in there and you will leave with 5 new friends. I mean, you don't go in there and not make friends.
And marrying her cost me a couple $100 a week. In
Yeah, I
internet.
used to spend money there.
True
Yeah.
story.
Shots for everybody!
No,
But how much business has Lisa brought to your facility?
A lot.
That's awesome. So it was a good match.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love y'all's story. I just think y'all are great.
That is so cute. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow night at Miranda's because it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Thursday,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Even though Tiffany told me this morning it was Thursday, I was like, wait, no, it's
My
not.
days are messed up.
Right?
My kids are out of school on Friday, so
They
to me it feels like Thursday today because
Oh my.
My days are all off.
they're
Are
out
they?
Friday and Monday.
What the heck? Is it a holiday?
I don't know. My kids told me they were out Friday and Monday. Maybe I ought to
Maybe
check
you oughta
with
check
the
that.
calendar.
You know what?
Yeah.
And Godly's like out more than I've ever seen any school. And so I kept asking Country, I'm like, if I get a truancy letter. And he's like, no, Mom, we're really out. Well, they've changed the state law where it's not done by days anymore. It's done by minutes that they're in school. So schools have been able to build in all this time off. But,
Right.
like, at least once a 6 weeks, they have a Friday and Monday off. Like,
I
Isn't
mean,
that
Maya,
crazy?
my Maya, she doesn't ever really tell us any crazy stories. But I have to say, her birthday is Saturday, and she's been wanting to go out of town to
that's so
her
funny.
Aunt Kim. So she might be trying to work me. I might
Yeah.
need to double
You
check
better
that.
double check that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just know that you're going to be at Miranda's on Sunday, May 6th.
I'm
How
going to
about
be
that?
at Miranda's.
Yeah.
Sunday, May 6th. Yeah.
I love that. So
Yes,
with that said, we
definitely.
got to go. It's time.
Yeah,
Right.
we've had a
Done.
great Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Thanks for
Wednesday.
letting me join today, guys.
Yeah,
You're
we
so
loved
good to
it.
see you, Amy.
Thank you.
Right? Any last minute shout outs from y'all? Karen, is there anybody you would like to say hello to?
No.
Karen's like, I'm not here. No one sees me.
Right? What
No,
about
we just give a shout out to all our sponsors again, and everybody come out and support these charities, and let's have a fun day.
bring your wallets?
Yeah, bring your wallets.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bid on the hog hunt. I'm excited. That surprises you. That surprises you all? Really?
No, it doesn't. It and surprise me.
I love it. All right, so with that said, JoCo Community Radio, sponsored by Family Toyota Burleson. Thank y'all so much for being a partner to us. And we're going to sign off of here. So,
Yeah, make today better than yesterday and have a great day.
all right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. We're done. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
We're all like quiet until we get off
We
the air.
are done.
Like
This
every
meeting-
freeze.
Don't say anything inappropriate until we're off the air, right? Yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Hopefully
thanks
this
for
has
having
been
us.
beneficial,
Appreciate
right?
it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because my live video I did the other night, I totally
You did
not.
so good.
I never mentioned the
Shit,
charity. That was the whole reason I never mentioned the charity. And people were like, this is.
See, now you have to do it again.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
then at the end, you threw it in there.
Yeah, I threw it in there
Oh,
at the end
oh, oh.
on the comments, but this.
No, you
we
threw
did
it in there. You threw the sponsors.
Yeah,
to
he
her.
drew the pad of paper. Oh, we forgot to bring that up on. Oh, I'm not even gonna go there.
That is so funny. I love that. Well, yeah, we'll donate an ad package.
Okay.
What do you want me to give y'all? Just a certificate or something that says?
Yeah, just something that we can give whoever wins it.
Yeah, I hope Pam did mine. Yeah. But this was awesome. Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I kind of do.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bye, Tiffany.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you. I will see y'all tomorrow night. I'll walk you to the door.
Freaking. I'm gonna go calm down. I'm sorry I was late.
No, no, you're good. I guess when